We heard Shocks talk about it. Maybe there's a map here in this series. Nuke's a bad map for them. Nuke's a map they picked into.
Yep.
One of their worst win rates. We don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. But we're going to start here on Dust 2 and see if Navera can break the curse. Okay, this is a map that he bottom fragged on and they won. He top fragged on and they lost. There's something strange going on here for Vitality. Let's see if Navera can get 15 kills and Vitality can get a victory.
Something strange in the neighborhood.
Something right down the middle.
See if they can find it. I want a little bit of Navera. I want to just chop up a little Ziwu and sprinkle that on top. I want Vitality's pieces to really come into fruition. And well, there's the main dish for you. Ziwu opening up with the pistol headshot. Apex, that's an easy kill. Ziwu actually with the double flash assist through mid. Navera's position back plat, just shutting down this B play. And poor Big Clan are going to find nothing, so it seems, here in the opening pistol.
Just beautiful. Get you a man that could do it all. Ziwu, baby. He's got the flash assist, the kills, and the positioning. Right where you need him, when you need him. Here's that opening shot. I was going over his great game on Mirage the other day, and just looking at the fact that a huge part of it is, you know, right place, right time, as a player of his caliber will be, but also just like always hitting that shot on the first peak, right? Totally changing the positioning of the round because he gets his openings. He never lets that player go and then they readjust. He never has to go to the readjustment phase because he's always so sure about when he's going to find his kills. He's laser focused on him. He never lets those opportunities go. That's a big feature of his game. But like you said the other day, he looked human. And
Imagine.
Dust 2 is a very open map for him to work as a CT. So it'll be really cool to see what he can do here.
Very commonly floating around mid, cat, A. Never really on the extremities of the map, so he's kind of always feeling everywhere. Like that frag grenade. Damage everywhere, splashed into the cat zone. And actually it takes down a second man. But trade frag from Tizian. Apex gets aggressive, finds the bomb carrier, stops him, and buys a good amount of time for his two teammates to start rotating over.
Look at that play, huh? Just comes running up cat. That could have just been a 3-on-3 split up cat with Apex and CG spawn. But he makes things a bit easier. Tizian will camp out in his car in the parking lot, sit down, wait for something to happen, and Zenteris looking for some damage, but gets a dink in the process, and his days are numbered.
Oh, do it. Oh, he's hoping Apex jumps again. Damage output.
That was awkward.
All over the place. But 3 remain for Vitality. Apex picks up the multi-kill. I really like that Apex in the 3 versus 3 feels as though he has to make something happen. Chops off the head towards Cat. Immediately falls into CT spawn. He gets kind of dinked up by a pistol. Disengages. Lets his teammates get into position and they play that retake. Sure, they gave away the bomb plant. But listen, Big Clan still can't buy.
Yeah.
Looking at the 3-0 start.
That was cool. Of course, Apex, IGL for Vitality is going to be a key component to their wins or losses no matter what his individual performance is. The other day, they won, but the comms were messy. You know, it was a bit too active, and it seemed a bit all over the place. And this was them winning, and I think they were kind of upset with their own performance because of that. But that just makes you wonder how much power is available to Vitality if they clean some of that up, if Apex is feeling more calm and more registered in every situation. But I have to say, I think his impact as an IGL on these good days is known. He definitely has put together some very good T-sides for Vitality in the last few months. Some very clean, very fluid, extremely responsive T-sides. They seem very alive.
Yeah.
Just like sit around too long before you change sites. Always willing to make a move.
You have to. You have to be ready and willing. Got to adapt fast. Name of the game.
Yeah.
Scout shot. Misses the mark. Ooh, Apex. Good thing. Him and Navera were both kind of eyes up in that spot. Ziwu now deciding that he wants to go on a tear. He's let them get close enough. Ziwu with 2.5 kills on this one as RPK comes in from long for a frag and assist of his own. And sure enough, as expected, Vitality get to that third one.
So I haven't done the full math yet, but we know that Big, as Elliot brought up as a stat, that Big this year, Monsters on Dust 2, they've, I think, now won 36 times in 2020 and lost 13. I think that's still the number. And the other day, absolutely dumpstered phase on Dust 2. Looked incredible on their T side. Ah, Searson.
to Searson.
Searson, a great map for him, of course, as well.
Man, did he ever look good versus Complexity
Amazing.
earlier. I do think that that's going to be kind of one of the talking points in this series is let's see if we can get the Searson to beat Complexity, but Apex can't drop shots like that. And Tizian going to go ahead and punish RPK before he can even pick up any sort of pieces. There is nothing here for Vitality. A 5 versus 2, in fact. And Big Clan easily going to walk into this B bomb site, you'd think. Nivera, time to be tested. Cuts down the cat player. Oh, and gets the second. He has another bit of a chance, but at that point, they're so focused on him. ZywOo takes the player off the back and maybe had a chance there. Kind of got a little sloppy.
I feel like there's this weird like psychological thing that happens when you throw yourself out as a bait. So here's the first kill. Great shot by Searson. And then this situation where we saw it from Apex's perspective, he swings out and misses like 15, 16 bullets, right? He does some damage. But I think there's this weird thing where if you know you're the bait player, you don't expect of yourself to get the kill. And there's another player right behind him to come and trade. But I think when you take yourself out of that focus just for a second and just look at yourself as a meat shield, you perform even worse than you should. You actually needed to get a kill maybe there. Maybe just threw it out a bit too soon. And Tizian was really smart to catch that second man as well. Off that peak, pre-fired the run out in mid B.
Yeah, poor RPK never had a chance, man. Tizian just snapped back on him. There's the flash, but Tizian back at it. Tizian really robbing RPK of any impact in these back-to-back rounds. We were just talking about that duel and how it unfolded in mid. And not too often that we get to see ZywOo tucked on long A. Scout shot from Apex, misses the mark. He's got to turn it up a bit. Keto will be dinked, but the AK bests the MP9, and for that reason, 5v3.
Wow, crazy to see how active Tizian has gone on these T sides. Really moving very quickly. A lot of entries from him.
Ouch.
So I'm flying out of B hulls on Mirage versus FaZe. Taking the brunt of the action early round. When we normally see this man on your screen, Xantares, doing a lot of the miraculous entry work. One spotted in CT. Unknown where the next man is, but now they found him.
Yeah, they get their first kill. I mean, a stiff breeze would be enough to erase Xantares and Keto. They could go ahead and completely counter them out in CT spawn, but eventually Vitality are gonna... This is one of those weird moments where it's like you want to hang on to your guns, but that bomb's going to kill Shox no matter what he does.
Right.
So you kind of try to take one with you. Low HP, again, on 2 of these players from Big. Smoke grenade could give them that exit route. Tapson decides to walk through. Little double spray down, just picking up the pieces, padding the stats. He is now officially on the scoreboard. This was a big one. The booby trap in Tizian sitting on his boxes.
Nice pick, too.
Yep.
It was a setup victory in that regard. The flash just lands in a place they cannot blind anyone boosted up.
Yeah.
And Tizian capitalizes. And we'll see, we should see a really good T side to dictate how big are feeling on this map. It's really a lot about their T side.
Okay.
From my perspective, like really where they get dominant, control the pace, and I think where Tapson shines as a caller on this map is like just how fluid they are when it comes to choosing cat or these mid B splits and when to use them. And very, very tastefully picks his spots to come out long. They actually don't do it all that often. Here's a position where RPK does way more than he's supposed to.
190 damage.
We'll take that all day. And they've got Nivera to take some attention away from them in pit.
Yeah.
They're sending another one out.
There's no way they expect this fourth player.
He's gonna. This is free.
Apex takes his time here, and they're both dead.
Oh my goodness gracious.
Oh, but it's a USP.
He doesn't know which. He's got to. You need to.
Starts. Okay, he's got the bomb at least, and then Tizian's still low, so he could win this fight. He's got an AK.
And smoke.
Ooh. Apex, from the start of this round, has been tucked in pit.
Okay. Apex going into full big brain mode here. He doesn't have armor. He doesn't want to get caught off on a rotation. The smoke is delaying for him. Anything could work, of course. The thing is that makes his play more interesting is that they could fully expect for him to stay in long and be comfortable.
He's gone B.
He's gone B?
I thought, okay, at first I'm thinking to myself.
Middle of the map?
Yeah.
Right?
Oh my God, this gamble.
Oh, that's a huge gamble. Okay, so they'll take it.
Thing is,
there's still potential for them to go up cat or go back long. So,
yeah, they're gonna go long. They don't want to run it all the way to the opposite side. He still has a chance to cut them off the cross.
Yeah,
that's one smoke. The Opera moves over with little HP, and Apex is yet to make his move.
Man, was it a good play? Oh, it's so tough. It's tough. I wonder, you know, in the moment.
It's still winnable. Hold on.
That's true.
Yeah,
no armor is a thing, but
let's focus on this one.
could do it.
If he gets Searson with a crispy headshot, oh, he had his chance, but Searson answers it back. So let's now rewind.
Yeah, it's
about
tough. It's not objectively a bad play, of course. It's a gamble involved. He had a lot of conviction when he moved his spot. He wasn't like floating around, clearly not having an idea for what to do. I think when he had his knife out in CT spawn, he knew and thought that they were going to group up for the long hit. Thought they'd pick it up and run B, of course. Was there a better way to gamble? It's tough. Could have gone kind of up towards mid since he crossed the doors anyway. That's what I was thinking is the best catch-all play.
Yeah.
But I guess, I don't know. If he flanks them at long, then and they're not there and they went B, then he's going to feel stupid.
If they did go B, they would have had like 10 seconds left.
Yeah. It's a gamble. It's always going to look bad when something like that happens, but I don't think it was objectively bad in any sense.
So many things he could have done, which is what we're trying to focus on. But in reality, he should have never even had that chance. So props for him for creating the situation.
Could have
props
also
to RPK for 190 damage.
Yeah, and he almost did the extra 10 to the other guy. Chance there. All right.
Yeah, kind of bought his time a little too long. Actually, that's a valid point. He would have actually had a 1 versus 1.
Then it was
caught
winning.
Tabson.
Yeah, then if he left the bomb in front of him outside pit, that would have been strange.
Well, that was a fun little anomaly of a round.
I like that.
And now that it's over, we look at this one. Lots of guns. Op on Searson. No sniper for Vitality, but Ziwu will tuck long A. I'm seeing him more at long A than I feel like he tends to be, and it is still early days. Ziwu swinging out, maybe thinking that because there's so much presence, he's going to get contact. You want Ziwu in those high-impact positions. Apex, another chance! But with both players so low, Tizian and Tabson still able to survive. How do they get away with it round after round?
Impact. Opening impact from Tizian. We can't stop saying it. He's doing such a great job with these first frags, and that's a double setup towards long. It's a couple of situations where they're anticipating the long presence. There's actually quite a bit more long presence early on than we normally see from Big. I don't know if it's because the spawns have been so heavily influencing long hits, because sometimes the calling is just based on your spawn on Dust 2 these days. It's just the way it goes.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's hard to turn down a really strong long spawn with 3 players.
It's like a good sail.
In best positions, exactly.
You don't need to rush along A.
You don't need to line up to get there first.
But if it's 60% off.
There's 1,000 PS4s there on sale. But there's something tempting about it. The thought that the people are going to get there first before you.
You don't want to miss out.
And of course, the ZT's got better spawns over on long, but that doesn't stop T's from coming often. So now 4-3 in the lead, slight lead. Seriously, with just so much money. 4 in a row, yeah, that's the big one.
Tabson denies you, and the Molotov even almost did enough, right? Had Ziwu's damage just stacked up a second sooner. We're looking at a couple of crispy boys on Big Clan's side.
And we see that Searson long spawn.
He goes for it. He will be challenged by 2 frag grenades. Fantastic. Down to half HP, and he puts his shot right between them. So no opening for Big on long, and their Opper now softened. Tough spot for Vitality, however. 3 upgraded pistols, 2 of which unarmored, none of which with utility. And the little utility that is in the play for Vitality, of course, belongs to Shox and Navera, the FAMAS and the M4 accordingly. And Tizian
Look at these entries.
No time.
Clean.
Walks out, insta headshot. RPK has been bullied in pit. And RPK is one of like the most dedicated to the craft of long A
He loves pit.
Well, he won't after today.
It's his canvas normally.
Yeah. This artist...
But now it's just got blood splatter on it. They're going to need a new season of Dexter to figure out what happened at long to RPK.
Decent frag. Again, it's the utility that has gotten both of these members of Big down to half. Keto with 1 left. Oh my goodness. Ziwu, he tries to put damage through smoke, and Tabson will punish him accordingly. The 2 rifles that came in for Vitality are still on the play, and now trying to connect the dots. Trying to connect their shots, trying to connect their timing. Shox is close on smoke, decides to retreat. Now his footsteps were heard by Tabson, but he can't quite cut him out. Can't quite kill him, nor catch him. He has gone all the way over towards that B site. So Vitality going to be able to keep their 2 rifles, assuming Big don't go hunting. And Big don't really need to, man. They're sitting on their haunches. Tons of cash in their back pockets.
I don't know who needs to hear this, but of course, you lose your long anchor that early into the round, your chances drop significantly. If you lose long control, but you have cat control and you have 5 alive, you can talk about holding A in some other way. But if you're dedicating a player there and he comes up short, unfortunately, that can be too much in and of itself. So it's not a surprise to most of us, of course, that Big can continue to win these rounds off of these trades. This is kind of why people do not like home mapping Dust 2. Because we all know these angles so much more well than any other map in the pool. And sometimes there's not much more that RBK can do there than stand on a position, try to win his first duel, fall back, and then throw utility and get creative. But ultimately, you just have to sit there like a turret, out-aim a few people, and otherwise the round can end on your dime. And right now, Tizian is just, he's shooting hot. He's not the best stats player on Big. Not by a long shot, to be honest, but yeah, RPK, conversely, is also just such a strong player from this position, most normally.
It's him dying to Tabson.
Yeah.
Here's Tizian's slick entry, just right thereafter. So, yes, Long A has been the success story for Big, who have run it back now, 5 rounds in a row. They are on fire. Vitality, well, they started this game 3-0. Can they
Spot that cross.
stop it here? Let's see. Ziwoo's got himself the big green. Smoke out on tunnels and heavy presence here for Big.
Okay, I wonder if they continue with this execute. They've got the smoke in their face, but they've got Searson cutting down middle with no one there. And I love this call from Big because they put so much pressure on Long. They've got the tension of everybody over there, and they've scared him into pushing.
That's going to do a bit of chip damage. Flash comes outwards, and they stop. They stop dead in their tracks. Dude, it looked like they were ready to go.
What is even happening at this moment? The smoke comes up. It's like they were just waiting for that in the first place. Just fake the run out, I guess, just to go for the exec again, or I'm not sure. Strange.
Maybe the frag scared them more than it should have. That's one of those, that's one of those calm moments that I kind of want to get. Like, was that a redirection?
Yeah.
Were they flustered?
Yeah, definitely flustered.
We don't know for the time being. Ziwoo? You give this guy an inch, and he's going to track it through a door and shoot your ass down to 4 HP. Tabson, lucky to be alive. Ziwoo going to peek around the front of this, and sure enough, he kills Keto. Man advantage for Vitality.
Oh, this is annoying. They're going to just put a lot of emphasis on that mid fake.
Oh, they've lost their bomb as well. Apex, he gets his 10th kill of the map. Now going for more re-peeks. Tizian with another headshot, trying to recuperate with a swift entry. Ziwoo finding kill after kill here. It's all good for Vitality. 4 survivors, a 3K on Ziwoo, and not to mention he had that massive impact on Tabson. The damage through the door was great. So they've lifted the curse.
Here's the play.
If only for a moment.
Like, we don't even get to see what the lurk looks like, because Ziwoo doesn't let him out the door, right? He's the bouncer, shuts him down. They used utility just to clear out mid, not even to go aggressive with the lurk. We don't even know if a commitment would have come in, but it was all to show that it was a fake, and Ziwoo immediately got that critical piece of information. And
fast one.
He knew where to rotate. Go back to Cat.
He wants to challenge this. Ziwoo's ready, but he misses his shot. He is, of course, one of 2 ops for Vitality. Frag grenade again and again. The nades have been on point.
Yeah, definitely some good HE damage. Now, yeah, again, it's very confusing. Really would like to know more about what the call was there from Big, because the calling has looked great, and the game plan to go B after all the long control looks super smart. Now, they pressurized out towards mid. It's also looking pretty unpredictable when we look at Vitality's setup. Because their response at the moment is still to double up on long, because they've been so susceptible to these late long hits, to the walkouts, the entries.
Santeras joins Keto. Smokes on CT spawn. Dude, I would not want to be a B player in this moment.
Wow, they seem...
It's Navera and Shocks 2vx.
All right, well, I personally like the 4-1s with 1 out mid more than any more out mid, just because of all the randomness getting shot through the smoke. Yeah. So they're going to go ahead and try it again.
We'll see if Shocks can hold them at bay. Flashbang is great. He's able to shave one off. Navera trying to sprint over to the car, just eating Shox' flashbangs. But luckily for Shox, so are Big Clan. If he pops up, there are two players staring at him. Molly in the back line, Navera still standing. He's got himself a single kill, and Shox, he can get out. He's still in position. Just slowed down by utility.
Yeah.
Those flashes like solar flares, bro, blinding everyone.
Yeah, they messed something up there because they have K-Sharp open. So either they were missing one Molotov for Shox, or the guy who was going to throw it got off. That could have been it. Because, of course, you have to show face to be able to molly K-Sharp. There's no other option. So potentially, when that happens, it starts to look really bad because they can't molly him out. If they did, and he had to smoke himself out, he's useless, so they can start to cross the site. If he doesn't smoke it out, then of course he dies in the molly. So both those situations would have been much better than what we saw. So a strange round, and you got to merit Vitality for getting the kill. That's important.
Sure.
Followed by a weird round from Big, where we want to know why they rerouted from that B hit over towards A.
Why and what? Props to Navera that round. High-pressured situation, being flashed by your teammate, knowing he's
eating
got
Shox'
no
flashes,
rotate nearby. And also, you have, what, 3 players pushing at you? So, and you're running off of a Falmus, you know? So that was a blood pumper for Navera. And now he's got the second off. Very interesting. I'm down to see what happens here. He actually goes to long alongside RPK. Navera, he's going to drop his shot. RPK caught on cross. Flashes keep Big back for a moment. Navera going to feel bad that RPK's blood could very well be on his hands.
Oh, the stack.
Apex and Shox come over, but check Keto. He is playing counter flash, so if Vitality aggress into this, they're going to have to kill Keto.
It doesn't feel like they're moving up yet. Tabson's waiting to see if they do push anything, and I think Tabson, you know, as the caller, might not commit if they're walking back to long.
Dude, everybody's on this side of the map. Look
Yeah.
at the radar. Everybody over here.
Oh my God, they
lands on the
pushed.
mark. Forces one out, but as we were talking about, you know, they're just posted. Navera fades away from the car. Dangerous moves being made. Now for going long and hoping that they can just cut off players as they get closer to the bomb site. With cat control, of course, you can still justify a retake attempt if it gets that far. Navera gonna miss another shot. Not going too well.
Just the walk up.
Yeah. They lay down their own smoke. Navera with another chance. Stop the bomb carrier, but Keto gets Apex immediately. Now Navera's starting to piece it together, and Ziwu off of the catwalk. It's his chance in a 1 versus 3. Immediate impact, but Searson watches, smoke gap, and Big Clan back in the lead.
They take it. Ah, man. It worked, right? They got out of long control. They got the kill. Unfortunately, RPK comes up empty once again. Such an awkward transitional moment, but we talk about a timing window, and we see, oh, it's a combination of him getting out dueled plus he's getting timing. Well, part of that is also Big are picking different times in the round to entry out long, right? He's trying to transition to pit. They've never come out there at 131. They've only come out right away or a lot delayed or after he's pushed into long doors to get a kill. So they once again find another way to kill him, just to frustrate him that much more by finding a new timing and creating that window for themselves. So again, they'll kind of put their face against the glass at B, right? They're licking windows on this side of the map, but they never get to commit through. When they have, they break the glass and cut themselves. It never actually looks that good. So now we'll see if they can do something a bit different, try to hit B and have it be successful.
Slow start to connect those op shots last round, but Navera started to get them when it mattered.
There's 5 Molotovs now, so somebody has to throw one in his direction.
Okay, and they're going to burn out close corner first. Apex is there every once in a while. Navera.
Oh boy.
He hits him.
Oh, he hits him.
Frag grenade could make them. Oh! Keto through the smoke. You want to shoot me? Take that. Shox. Now he's got himself tucked into behind car. Flashbang going through. Shox not going to be able to make a move. Ziwu dies to the mid play. Tabson will drop after that first one. Shox, he can line them. 2 players off of him, and Apex has a double. Last man's rounding the corner. Tizian versus RPK. And RPK, with a health advantage, gets the better of the timing. Vitality tie at 6.
For once, he's on the right side of the timing, over on the other side of the map. RPK rotating in. just when they need him the most. And getting the revenge frag on Tizian too, who's just been basically having his way with him over and over again. This is so unlucky for...
That was a hot tamale.
Yeah.
And that was a mistake. Not checking shots on card.
Right.
Nobody looked his way.
Yeah, like have some respect, right? Nice boom by Shocks. Hope to see him back on Nuke, but hey, who knows?
Who does know?
Who knows? No one knows. I think Martin in production knows. I think he asked us if we want to know a secret, but we don't know what that was, and we refuse to know.
And it's Martin, so you never know what kind of secrets he's got.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't know. He's both the most trustworthy and untrustworthy person all at the same time.
He did buy a scooter and drive it through the hotel yesterday.
That was him, right?
I actually just heard that.
Okay.
It's just going to be
See, Launders and I were on the opposite side of the hallway.
mythology. Like, we don't know if that's actually something that happened.
We had our doors open. We were talking through the hallway, and then suddenly somebody just zooms by on a scooter. And I'm thinking to myself, like, yo,
is
it's
that our
late,
tournament director? Yeah.
Yeah. Is that the guy who's leading this ship? Explains a lot, doesn't it?
Okay.
Hey, guys, it's Martin. All right.
Well, that's another strange round because it's like a great start to it. The B hit. Looks like it's supposed to be good once again. The lucky entry to get in.
They really stalled out for a moment.
Sure.
And we've seen it multiple instances. Big as well when they got that.
Once they crossed the stack, the double stack, yeah.
They just stopped. Also, remember that long round where they just went quiet for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, Tabson's...
that one worked, though.
Yes, it did.
That one worked hard. Because Shocks, they got so impatient because they had no other map control. Shocks didn't have an ounce of patience left in him, ran out on a flash and got... Even if he got a kill and got traded, not sure if that would have been worth it. That was Tabson's plan, right? Catch someone pushing.
Let's see what they make of the 4-pistol play up catwalk. Frag grenade from Ziwu. Bada boom. Tabson, Xanteras, and Searson all softened. There are flashes here to set up RPK. Looks like the CTs are going to try and get this going, but Xanteras, all-knowing, finds 2 Deagle headshots. Now it's Tabson's turn. Searson adds 1 to the tally. Suddenly a 4 versus 2 turns 4v1. It's done. Big Clan, give them the space and you'll regret it. Brother, 5 Deagle headshots are why Big are back in the lead.
That was just beautiful. Let's just relive it because it's all about these wonderful aim duels, especially starting with these 2 from Xanteras. Monster on the entries. Just laser sharp precision. That's a baby rage by Apex. Not too enthusiastic about that one. Sucks because this has been a rounds won by razor thin margins.
Yeah.
And now we get an eco of all things, but it's of course off the back some great shots.
Well, you know what? I feel like if you hit 5 1-digs, maybe you do deserve an easy day in the park on the follow-up.
Yeah.
Walk through the park. Easy day in the office. Combination of the 2.
Back against the ropes.
That's what you get. Sometimes it be like it is, but it don't. Apex, well, he won't. Denied by Keto. No success for Vitality. Not a single damn kill in that 14th round.
Yeah.
Now, the 15th features weapons on both sides, but this is it. You know, we've had a back-and-forth affair. Like you said, rounds on a razor's edge, and then that 5 Deagle round kind of makes things, like, flat towards... You know, it's we lost the pizzazz. But maybe we'll get a little more fireworks to end off this half before we let you guys catch your breath. Let's see. No op for Vitality.
Opening spawn again.
Instantly finding Ziwu on long, and he sticks around a bit. Oh
no
my
way.
God, he re-peeks into Apex. They were talking about this on the desk, dude. The confidence on Big is good, and it's strong after dismantling complexity. You can understand why.
That's one where we absolutely need to see an Apex cam
Please.
reaction. That's tough.
Man advantage for Big Clan. Trying to close off this half. 9-6 on the T side.
It's like you don't typically see people re-peaking anymore, but he knew he just took down Ziwu, so like it's not Navera who's going to be up next.
Sure.
Took some damage, hit the shot.
Good timing here on Shocks' play, but he's taken out of it. Tizian has been very impactful this map. He is 15 and 8.
Yeah, amazing. Amazing T-side from him.
Tizian and Keto, in fact, leading the scoreboard for Big. Searson not far off. Navera in the tunnels, going to get hunted by Tizian, but he will fall. Tabson looks to trade this, and oh my god, it is Vitality across the kill feed. Keto suddenly has to clutch this in a 1 versus 2, and he won't. Nevera coming in with impact. The master of Dust 2, it seems, has sprinkled a little spice at the end of the first 15. Vitality still not in the lead, but only trailing by 1. Join us after the break.
We know why they picked him up. Of course, you look at Nevera's stats. He's sort by each map. You look at Dust 2, it's his highest rated map. So it just makes sense there. Okay, now we're going to get the pistol round, and that half had 1 misstep. You know, the eco round. But now we're into the next pistol. This is what matters. 13-8 now for Nevera, an opening kill. Pistol round, a trade here as well. And this score gets pretty steep.
Oh my god. Okay, Ziwu gets him. Gets him from a little further back. Man advantage. Although because of Tabson's frag grenade on Catwalk, Nevera and RPK are incredibly low. Keto catching Ziwu now drops him to 39 health, and there's nowhere for Ziwu to go. He tries to throw a flash for himself, but doesn't go for the aim duel. Keto makes the most of it in that moment, and now it's 2v2. Neither CT playing off of the kit. Zantares should have just quit. Didn't even have a chance versus RPK. Keto trying to find these individual 1v1s, but with 3 HP to make the difference, Nevera finds his third. This is Vitality picking up both pistols. Not something that they had going for them last time they played big, even though they won dominantly.
Yeah, you know, Ziwu is my favorite Chinese professional player.
Yeah, mine too.
Hailing from the region of Sichuan in the tier 2, up and coming, but sometimes he makes mistakes like that. You're going to see it happen.
Every once in a while. And you got to remind yourself, he is human. Frag grenades, nipping at the heels of Nevera. He throws a flashbang up high. Can't quite connect a shot just yet. Keto will. Not these Deagles. Not again. Dude, they're still having nightmares of the end of that first half. Nevera sees the second player over by the pit. Tabson commits versus Shocks with the P250. Tabson now comes up with the Galil. He could kill everybody. He just one-man armies into middle. A 3K for Tabson, a 9th round for Big, and screw your pistol round momentum. The clan just took it back.
This feels like an immediate pause round. Like, so much momentum has been taken. Like, all of the plans that you had to move forward where you're talking about winning, that all changes a bit. I don't know if they, you know, want to maybe call a pause for the next round. After this, they can buy up what they can. No, they actually go through with the force. Maybe just split up, try to steal it back. But yeah, that feels like a moment where you maybe want to just like take a cool off pause, because we saw Apex and emotions were really high in that first half. Splitting up and waiting. This is where Big Clan won, of course. Let him get comfortable. Oh, so successful with that grenade. Apex so low after that. And there's just not much movement to be had, right? You can like leave mid wide open, and Big are just going to trust in their 2-player B setup. Like, some of the best guns, of course, are over here with these 2 M4s working together. And just really leave no good options for Vitality to work with. Mid to B is somewhat prime.
Yep,
They'll be spotting this.
Oh, Keto bests the tunnel player, so 4 men in from mid. That's what Vitality have going for him. Zantares dodges the flash. Easy first 2 kills. Keto then making the most of the open doors. Nevera has 3 players coming at him from their spawn.
I think Maniac brought up that Nevera has a very low opening kill percentage, or entry kill percentage.
Yeah, like 0.7 something?
Yeah, whatever that means. But we had him go for the entries on that Glock round. Might be cool to see if he does put on that hat once in a while on Vitality, as he actually mentioned that he has had to learn so much on each and every map.
Yeah. So
presumably some of his positions will change.
Dude, what are these demeanors I see? Apex looks frustrated.
So much frustration.
Is rubbing his,
Yeah.
like, yo, guys, it's 10-8.
Yeah, no, you're right,
Calm
right?
down,
like, you're
man.
right. It is.
Stop
it's
whining.
10-8.
Yo.
Yeah, that's a good map for you. It's kind of weird.
Nobody wants to be that guy.
Navarra's like, what did I get myself into?
Yeah, right? Yeah, Searson's reminding him. Oh my goodness.
That was just an incidental
Dude.
hit, too. And he gets the...
Oh. Yeah. The Bruce.
Called Bruce.
Dude,
Or-
Searson, top of the list in terms of scout players, and that's the beauty of it, man. Like, when you have such, I mean, there's one thing to land a nice scout shot every once in a while, but if Searson has a scout, even in guns with full rifles around him, he can turn around and get like near 300 damage. He is crazy impactful with this scout.
Yeah.
And you know, I gave out that list yesterday of my favorite scout players, but I mean, Searson has to just deserve the spot at the top. In terms of form, and definitely tonight, man, it's fun to watch. It's like its own game. Tabson trades versus Navarra here on long A. Flashes popping inside of the smokes means he can't quite catch another, and that gives them a chance to retreat. Big. Gonna fall into their A site. Boost a player upwards. Vitality also using the chance to disengage.
Swinging off Apex like a pendulum. Back over towards the B site. Apex will scout things out. Make it seem like there might be some cap presence. Big immediately respond. This is troubling for Vitality because Apex is going to see this and want his teammates to go over towards B. But since they've just evacuated long and got spotted on cap, there's not that many options. However, Apex, off that smoke, finds the perfect headshot angle.
Now, Keto has no support, no utility. It's going to boil down to the perfect peaks, and, well, he starts versus Navarra, but just too many numbers there for Vitality to lose the round in the end. And Apex, he got dinked in mid to the player peeking around the smoke. Xantera is kind of robbed. I believe his M4 even connects to the head.
Wow, they're not even going for it. I mean, you know, somewhat surprised, not really, just because Searson, he had some utility, so he thought, you know, they might entertain the idea. Apex dinked and all that, but with an op, it's too much to save and not that big of a deal. So a round win for Vitality.
That Apex Xantera's duel is where I think this one completely hinges, you know?
Yeah, he's trying to rotate over towards B, and it's a strange one. Like, I wonder if you asked Apex, would he say, like, I would expect to win that duel most of the time? And conversely, what would Xantera say? Because neither of them can see the head through the smoke, through the hinge smoke that he threw in the door. But clearly, Apex was trying to at least try to catch a rotator if possible. So I don't know if he viewed it as a 50-50 or like, this is one of my favorite gimmick duels to take.
Xantera's also would have...
Oh, actually, okay, so he had a really specific angle.
Yeah, and then he gave it up.
And then he gave it up and still won, so that makes more
That's
sense.
what I'm saying. Like just a matter of timing, dude, and Xanteras walks away with that. He had supportive utility so that Keto wouldn't have been stranded back bomb site.
Yeah.
What if Keto had a flash with those three people in the middle? You know, there's impact off that. Keto goes fishing into the bottom tunnels, and he saw nothing. Apex was just a little further back.
Well, long looks prime. They've got Pit already. 1 minute 34 on the clock. Apex and lower looking for a push. And this is where, you, of course, as a CT, you squeeze. You try to get some info back. Holy smokes. Those jump peaks are dangerous. They try to get some damage off of Apex. Let's see. I'm really curious what Apex does for his team in this situation. If he's going to try to put pressure on the tunnels at all, or if he's going to activate his lurk before they go up long. And you can see the mine's working a bit. He's juggled some rotations. They're coming back to mid, presumably smoking Xbox, or just waiting for this hinge smoke again. Yeah.
The smoke you're never allowed to miss. Flash up into Cat. Tabson gonna have some supportive utility thrown outwards. Ziwu does catch a headshot on the back of the A site, so suddenly it's only Tizian. This is a great chance for Vitality to get back into the site. Good damage from Tizian's frag grenade. Can he land the headshots? Not quite. So 3 clean kills. Despite damage going back the other direction, this was fully Vitality's round to take. Duel after duel, everything went well for them. They just kind of sat back, churned through the timing, focused on their idea, followed through with a near excellent execution. Last 2 CTs trying to save in tunnels, and Shoxy's hot on their heels.
The playbook on Dust 2 obviously doesn't go that deep, but that was a much more classic Dust 2 round. Take long control, leave one there, come back to Cat, force your way up Cat, see if the rotation can come in. And it works out pretty well. Now, It's just down to Xantares trying to stay back in the tunnel, so he'll grab the wildfire. I learned about this skin. I know about skins now.
Do you?
Yeah, Skin Survivor.
Yeah. How'd you like Skin Survivor?
I enjoyed it very much. Ooh, that was close. Almost dropped that.
We have a lot of cool CS Money skin content coming down the pipe. So if that's your cup of tea, just sit back and just you wait.
So of course, playing on cat as an adjustment it feels uncomfortable as a CT because you can nade cat so easily from mid. There's not like good places to stand where you're not just out in the open. Basically, some of the best two-man setups on cat are one where someone's playing anti-flash and then someone's playing holding an angle, but both of them don't have a box to stand behind most of the time. Or you have your op come out for a pick and they stand there and wait. But when you lose long control, specifically when you wanted it, sometimes you get that very claustrophobic cat setup, and then you're susceptible to all these nades that can just be thrown from mid, you know, with no risk at all from the T side. And they're the damage grenades, right? They don't just go high and over. They can bounce off the wall and land right at your feet and really make it difficult if you don't have a smoke to counter a Molotov or something or the other.
Ooh, a boost in front of the smoke here. This is interesting.
Yeah, this is to catch Searson. Or sorry,
No,
Searson would be in... Oh, what the hell?
What is this? A little German witchcraft.
Excuse, I was the wrong perspective there for a second. What on
I was
earth
looking
was
at your
that?
monitor. I'm like, just
Yeah.
you wait, man. Wait till you see what I see.
That was like one of those, what part of the map is this
Yeah.
game puzzles? You know what I'm saying? Like, what was that?
Okay, little tiny gap. It looks like it could catch a player who's standing on the boxes of suicide.
This is how Searson trains his reaction times. Just like looking through that.
Yeah, you get pixel gaps.
He just sends bots down mid
Damn.
and stares through that gap.
Really would have wished something came of this. You
Well,
know,
hopefully,
in
I
our
mean-
excitement, we kind of just watched Vitality completely clean sweep, losing only 4 HP across the board.
Here's the thing, you know, we know that Zero is going to be potentially in suicide more than once, and he can go for a pick like that. It's like sort of just like an NOA boost at the beginning of the round. Might not cost him that much to try it a few more times.
Damn. Oh. I'm telling you, man. Once he lands the first one, it's like he gets an accuracy buff on the second.
Right, because when you land,
Yeah.
for normal people, your inaccuracy is very high with the deagle as soon as you touch the ground. They did make it less,
True.
which was nice, but that yellow box that you can use to test your inaccuracy is bigger than a minivan when you first land, even after the buff. It's buff because it helps people using the deagle as like a nerf because it like lessens it.
Yeah, lowers the skill ceiling.
Not exactly sure.
For noobs like you and I. Okay, Xantares cracks the first one, smacks the second.
Not supposed to go in that one.
Woo. That was cool, but at the end of the day, completely worthless. A little economic damage, but
Kenny S?
11-11. 11-11. Somebody make a wish.
It feels like we've played like 40, 50 rounds already.
It's been nice.
Super back and forth game. Sprees of 3, 1 of 5 for Big in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been so long since anyone's felt dominant in the game. Now as we wrap up the last 7, checking back in, there's a lot of things can work, and of course we've got to get Searson Cam here a couple more times just to see.
If he pulls that out.
Yeah.
Maybe with 2 snipers, they can really go for it.
And was it what kind of boost was it? Like, was it over top of the door technically, or was it?
Yeah, it's like there's it's like in the rounded arch of the doorway. There's this little tiny angle.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to see it more, but in the meantime, what we're gonna see is Apex charging out long on his own and taking a second player. Meanwhile, Bomb's about to walk out onto B. Keto in position. And we've got Apex versus Tabson by long A. Apex getting his 3rd kill of the round. He has done everything for Vitality here in the 23rd.
His strat this round was to
Excuse me.
push out long, fight, maybe die, but just get one small moment where the B players can walk in, where there's somebody in the window outside the door.
Yeah.
But instead, he gets 3 kills, and they lose a player on B. So now the round is won just this way. Somehow ends up with a bomb on this spot. Alp will trade hands. He'll go back to long. Okay, that makes more sense. Surprised to see how long this round is going on, considering it seems pretty simple what you need to do.
Yeah.
But at this point, they're just thinking about like killing the guy saving already.
This is a sketchy situation, dude, because Big versus Complexity earlier won 2 versus 4s they never should have. I think they closed both the maps, in fact, winning 2v4 situations.
Why are we throwing nades? Whoa.
Now they're losing bodies. There's only one player on the A site. Keto, he's going to walk into upper tunnels. Xanterra's just killed Ziwoo's teammate back behind him. And if he sprints to the A site, Ziwoo could catch him. He will. Okay.
He just had to make Keto miss a shot.
Yeah.
He could have easily died, and that, as you pointed out, could have very easily be a round 1.
Like an unnecessarily stressful situation.
Yeah, I appreciate the thought of like, hey, let's set up in some super sick like close flat positions that just like, not only we win the game, we already know we won the round, but we also guarantee we get the kills. But like you're saying, it does put the round in jeopardy when something like that happens.
Also, Apex planting bomb without his teammates close by. You know, he got his 3K out long, and he's like, this is all me. I'm doing everything.
I can't even pee without holding your hand, Connor.
Yeah. Gotta be caught. Gotta be careful. Apex, he's feeling himself after that last round, so he just charges up catwalk like it's nobody's business but his own. How much further does he go? He's got Navera behind him.
He had a super strong start. First player to 6. It was like 6-0 right off the start. Now up to 20-14. And seems to be using himself as an afterthought in the rounds, not actually trying to get the kills, but he's just so good he can't help it. That's a scary prospect for Big Clan.
I'm sorry I'm wrecking you. I'm just so good I can't help it.
I just can't help it. The mouse gets what the mouse wants.
Following up with the smokes on CT spawn. Apex continuing to challenge Cat, but Big make me nervous when they have deagles. Keto gets 1, and then he's done. Bomb will be planted on that side of the map. Apex still in mid.
Bomb has been planted.
1 player CT spawn, 1 catwalk, 1 T spawn. Apex just saw him. RPK is going to be on high alert. A little economic damage here, but you know, we're in the back stretch of this first map. Ziwoo sitting on 10K cash, Apex 7.5. So there's money in the coffers of Vitality. Ooh, nice. Ooh, P250. Good output. USP even almost dropping Navera. Dude, that was super cost effective. Had Navera and Apex just had a little bit more on them, then we're looking at 1 survivor fight for Vitality. But what we have regardless of survivors is a 2-round lead. Ziwoo, strong trade frag.
Yeah, 2-round lead, 5-round streak, a couple of bomb plants in there. The eco.
Yeah, Vitality
instant double op setup like this from Big. This is where things can turn back in Big's favor. They're trying something new here. They're doubling down on Sears and Keto. Keto, he's hot and cold in the B site. We see him use the op a lot. I'm not convinced about him as an opper sometimes, but you know, when you're standing beside Sears, you're obviously not going to be able to look that hot. However, long control is crazy. There's one trade back and forth. Hard to say who this favors at this point. The CTs maintain control of it. It's still nice, though, for the Ts to have gotten a kill.
I really like Navera's pathing on that exit as well. He used his second flashbang off of the blue box to pop in front of Pit, but he just ate a flash so hard that he had to go for the wild spray. Had no clue where he or they were. And for that reason, they pick him up. Keto on the backside of B.
Whoa.
Already starting to get pinched as Shox has tucked himself into mid, but Keto finding Ziwoo over smoke. RPK trades that one. Apex falling down onto Searson as Shox comes into the play. Xanterra's off of A, 1v2. Had he dealt with Shox, he was on for the clutch, but it's Vitality with 14 rounds.
Even though it was only 2 kills, a pretty big round for Shox. He's actually struggling a little bit. Was on 8 before that, now on 10. And Vitality are on 14. And again, this streak continues, but not only that, Big Clan saved up for some big Christmas presents. Those 2 ops are going to put a dent in the economy, and now they have pistols once again to fend off match point. They're looking at a save here. It's a half buy, just the Deegs. And, man, you got to appreciate Vitality's multi-pronged assaults on outside long with Cat, Apex being involved, Shox. They're giving themselves a lot of chances to win. And, yes, that also means there's fragility in the setup, because if one player dies, then it can tumble like a house of cards. But right now, their players are on.
Shox just No, there's something fishy going on here. Tabson, he is inside of that, and the P250 prevails. Not to mention AK picked up. Dude, he did that with 0 damage back the other direction. Man, like I said, every time we're in a round like this, Launders, big make me nervous. And we haven't seen Vitality have to save all too often, maybe once at the end of the first half. But I'm ready to see them get steamrolled in ecos. Big? They always back up their bite with a bark. And that frag grenade, loud as ever. Tizian gonna deal with the first player as he comes out. ZywOo will trade off of the long peak. Tizian now holding on to the one primary weapon that Big still have. And they have 2 players coming in from middle that could catch off the bomb carrier. ZywOo, low HP. Finding his second kill. Navera's gonna get dinked down to 42. That USP's not much, but Apex peeks into the AK, and now Big, they've got a health advantage, but they don't have the weapon advantage. 20 seconds left. Xantares runs up from catwalk. Frag grenade goes deep. ZywOo almost exploding, just looking somehow for a clutch, and you know he can do this. 7 health left. 1 flash. Needs to go for the bomb plant or else this one's over. And Big Clan content to retake. He throws the flash and focuses onto Cat where he misses his shot. Will that cost him? Seems likely. Tizian takes his head off and Big Clan win another Desert Eagle bye.
They're obviously terrified. They even gave him a chance to win with Xantares' peek in towards Cat, but it comes close. There's a certain aura about him where people are gonna play differently in the 2v1 as soon as they hit tab and see his face, right? Like it's a bit scarier because it's him. We saw him clutch for match point. I think maybe that was versus Big as well from a similar position. I think dying to an HE. And I'm glad to see Big scoop up an eco, get one back, to be honest, make this game a bit closer. Feel like can't help but feel for them in the streak of rounds that Vitality have gained. There were some situations they could have definitely won. I'm not going to say that they have been playing just terribly. And an aggressive Cat setup from Big, and Shox, he might get caught off guard. The nades go too deep, and he might, oh my god, capitalize hard off this as they're backpedaling, but it's now 4-on-3 for Vitality. Cat control. Tizian will try to make up for it. Great aggressive, deep angle here to try to catch Navera. Will it work? It does.
Good patience. Man, he saw an entire arm and decided not to go for it. Keto taking damage, holds his ground. Man advantage. Vitality, they could be walking right into the A site. Tizian in an awkward spot, able to win his duel. ZywOo on the other side, 1v3. Tizian playing the smokes to perfection. Utility comes over the top. ZywOo has a minute on the clock, and Big Clan are going to give him all the space he needs to plant here. He clears up close first and foremost.
They're a bit far. We'll see. I mean, the smoke's usefulness will wear out. Flash will go down as he establishes, looks for a kill. There's no one to be found. How long does he stay on default?
He's got 1 flash left over. Still hasn't found an exit route from this bomb site, and Big Clan like a trident coming in from 3 directions, looking to pierce this site hold. Molly on the mark, and so is the headshot. A second from ZywOo. He shuts down Tizian, and Keto with an off, looking to close the distance. Flash thrown towards ramp, predicts the peak, and gets into the cover to clutch. ZywOo, incredible 1v3.
He grabs it on match point. I can't believe it. That much space was given up, and he took it. Not even a reaction from Shox. So much frustration from him this map, but who cares at this point? Even though it comes close, Big start off a round so hot, and you have ZywOo
that flash,
with
man.
the second favorite weapon to come through in a 1v3, and the flash works off the wall. Just nasty how he can, I mean, I just want a maniac cam in the green room.
Yeah.
Picture in picture, please. He doesn't care. He's like, why is everyone so bad?
Yeah. Dude, I mean, listen, Matsur was talking about how ZywOo is kind of a genius in terms of Counter-Strike, right?
He believes he said he believed he was a genius or a cheater. That's what he said. And now he's like, obviously, he's leaning to, he's a genius.
And you can see it, I think, in his decision making. Every single moment of that clutch, he knew what was coming when. You know, the prediction of the pop flash off the wall, Then in that moment where the player doesn't come up because it doesn't miss, he just decides to tuck back behind boxes, predicts the jump up peak. It's just so good. It is so good.
And he always meets his place halfway with the aim. Like, he's so good at capitalizing on that one peak.
Yep.
Never falls for the shoulder, is fast enough to hit the shot. He's just obviously just a great combination of the mechanics meets the mind. And again, it's in such clutch moments to top it all off. So Searson now looking to bring this back a bit. A quick opera himself. He'll grab Apex. Drag him off Cat. Don't know what this round had in store before that, but it seems like a quick adjustment. Out towards mid. Maybe Shock showing some leadership in this moment, looking for the entry as they rush towards B. 2 players in the site, they know it.
Oh, good crucial kill there from Keto. Xantera's just going to try and tuck underneath the windowsill. He is predicted and dead. However, they did get an additional kill before Keto goes down himself. So man advantage up for Big. Shox and Navera in the clutch. Both of these players should be inspired with what just transpired with ZywOo on the A site. Let's see if Navera can deliver. He's got 23 kills to his name, 81% headshot percentage. It's in the blood. And Big Clan in mid. He's going to get aggressive by the looks of it. Shaves off Searson. Now Shox has the back turned. A second coming in for Vitality. And taps and gets popped. 16-12 for Vitality. Taking Big's map pick and poising themselves to top Group 2.
That T-side had everything. A lot of great strats, a streak of rounds, some good calling from Apex. Meant to be below 50% and still find yourself, you know, being competitive. Still find yourself, you know, being competitive.
Ow. Those hurt. Big Clan just gonna take the fight to Vitality instantaneously. Shox is standing on top of the hut ramp, but down he goes. Big Clan, congrats. You've won yourself a pistol. The first pistol round win of this series.
It's always nice to see a round end in the lobby. Just real quick and off a push. So strong for the CTs. Hard to actually determine who has the bigger advantage sometimes when you're coming in through hut, clearing out some of the...
Lobby is a weird place.
It's a weird
man.
one. I love pushing the hut.
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird thing to think about that on CT. I feel safe doing that. Yeah, sure. Because you're really getting
seen his eyes when he said that, man. He looked like a crazed killer.
I am the hut.
Oh my god, look, talking about crazed killers. Look at the way they're sprinting into this. A double kill off of Keto's frag grenade. Joey, I would love to please have that replay. I want to see the carnage. I want to see the chaos. I want to see the kills. Feel the kills. Be the killer, as Keto is. 4 frags for him. Oh, shakalaka.
That's a...
Exactly.
We need...
Is this bad? This is good.
Oh, man. Like, his range of emotions goes from, like, grief, shock, dismay, fear, to confusion. Like, that's the farthest it goes. It doesn't go to happiness,
and it's
jubilation, enthusiasm, none of that. It just stays in that. And then when, you know, he slightly closes his eyes a little bit, that's like the most happy he'll get.
Some people speak with their smiles. Some people speak with their eyebrows. It's just the eyes.
Well, there's so much eyes to speak with him. So
interesting character.
Love that. Prius earlier asked, is that Gob B's brother? I said, no, that would be Gob C.
And he didn't get it.
Not Tobe B.
Keto is going to get it. Desert Eagle shot from Shox. Actually, let's slow down a step, okay? We've got just pistols from Vitality.
Oh.
And yet, it's a 2 versus 2.
Okay.
Carnage outside. Death and Calamity.
Okay.
And separate terrorists.
So let's see what can happen now. Shox is sitting outside, waiting. He's near the bomb, but not on it. CTs, I'm assuming, have it in vision right now.
They should.
Xantera's roaming. There's a chance here for him to get 1 deked. Oh, man, he's coming into 2 angles right now. Might even just get traded. However, gets the opening kill. He actually locks down both. A very, very, very small window of timing where he just dies, you know, just trying to strafe out to look for info. So tough spot there. Comes down to a bit of luck. That's just the name of the game in those spots with low nades. low, bad guns.
Just had a talk with DJ about turning X-ray on and off, when to do it and whatnot. DJ, I like that one because I really thought Shox was going to get caught crossing to red, and then suddenly it's like, wait, where is he? Well, he tucked up close, and Xanteras does get the better of both those instances of timing. Yes, DJ, yes. Now, back to work, you.
Fast cross outside.
Oh, Apex. Just going right through smoke, and, well, there was a totem pole from Big inside the garage. Molly at the feet of the Hut Rush. Or at least what was supposed to be the Hut Rush. Completely tucked back the other direction. Vitality not having a good time here in their first gun round.
Yeah, really getting stuffed at like the 50-yard line. Not making tons of progress, and Big are floating. They're roaming around. And again, this is about Vitality trying to improve their nuke. I mean, even them just seeing even them getting to play Inferno would be big for them as well, to be able to, you know, give that a shot. But so far so bad here, of course, for Vitality. Down to 3 players. Options are somewhat limited, but because they are out in front of Mini, there is the opportunity to come through with a lurk frag, and Keto, he will get cooked. First thing on the barbecue.
Yeah.
Burnt all the way to a crisp, and Ziwu left alone. 1v4 situation. Tizian back of the site, anchoring upper and having no trouble with it. Just a fall must do his name.
He's going to make contact with Searson, who will absolutely land the shot. So the op finds 1 at the end of the day, or rather at the end of the 4th round. This day not nearly done just yet, but this was it. Tabson on somebody's head, catching Apex, who was really not looking to waste any time, because if Tabson comes out from Mini, which seemed to be his chosen route, we were definitely going to see that hut commitment from Vitality. But Shox, it's only round 4, buddy.
It just actually struck me that Vitality were 1 Dust 2, and that like stands in the face of the stats for Big, who were so consistent on Dust 2, off the back of such an amazing round from Ziwu, and of course that 3v4 I think from Shox and Vera involved in that retake. And yeah, now we will get to see both maps no matter what. Sorry, not no matter what, of course. It could be Vitality to 2-0 here. Bigger just looking strong, so my rose-colored glasses were on for a second, but yeah, this will be a very interesting series now, no matter what happens. So let's see if they can solve their issues on nuke. It's going to be very light on utility. Where is Ziwu walking to? Is he going to smoke out Mini, or are they going to lead the charge down the ramp? Seems like the former.
Apex bested by Tabson again. Apex been alone on his outer plays. First contact has not gone successfully for Vitality. Will they get to vent? Keto hopes not. They're already kind of bunched up inside of the smoke. Tizian fire. Oh my god, he's running across their heads. He's giving chase. And he just can't catch them. Ziwu's trying to come back now, knowing that he's scrambling down here in the tunnels with them. What an awkward position that was. And they've lost bomb in the process, of course, so no reason Vitality stop. 12 health left for Tizian.
How
they get him. 20
did
seconds.
How did they lose the bomb? I don't understand. They had it on their back in the 3v3, right?
Middle of the site, which means Masuda would have taken it to the site.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, maybe he wasn't meant to have it? Weird one, man. Tizian laughing off what transpired downstairs, and it comes to a very quick close. But yeah, 2 guys go down vent without bomb. Masuda dies in the open in the middle of everyone. Look at this. What you doing?
Well,
where are you going?
Where it was strange, because I was watching Ziwu's perspective, so maybe the protocol that Masuda heard was that they were trying to take upper, and then Ziwu made a last-minute decision to drop through the vent without telling anybody, just because he saw a window. So he might not have wanted the whole thing to go lower.
Yeah.
But we see that it could have.
And then RPK joined him.
Yeah.
RPK was actually the first man down. Ziwu was the second.
Well, if I see Masuda run one way and Ziwu run the other way, I'm going to follow Ziwu, unfortunately, most of the time. I think I'm not going to try to figure out what he's thinking. I'm probably just going to see... I'm probably just going to see if I can come along.
RPK
right?
was second.
Yeah. So I think just a bit of miscommunication. I don't think the goal necessarily was to win the round, so it's not that bad, of course. Just hoping to try to get a bomb down if possible. and I think got a bit farther in the vent than they thought they would initially. So smoke down for the cross outside. Searson doing it all by himself. A couple of players here, and oh, he goes so wide, but Shox actually beats the timing while crouched. So Searson will not know how far he is out here, and that is a great flash from Apex as they hunt down Searson. And op dropped behind enemy lines outside. I don't think it'll be recovered. The only reason they would want to get it probably is to throw it away. But they're still, I think, a bit concerned about dying outside. Now they do move back out into position. And what's the adjustment here from Big Klein? A true test of a team, of course, is to bring up this 4v5 percentage. And it all comes with adjustments.
I feel like I'm reassured by the fact that Apex is not alone outside again. Trying to solo work this. That frag could not have been any better. Xanteras will be picking shrapnel from his teeth for weeks.
And it hit him, so they heard that.
Good point.
It's a huge tactical advantage just to have hit him.
Real doozy.
So officially, Vitality's round to throw away. They got tag on Xanteras holding down the secret. They pushed him back. They've done damage. Plus they got an opening kill, and now they're wrapping into heaven with 5 alive. Unless Tabson can come back into this.
Yeah, he should have just seen the shadow. Yeah. 100% just saw the shadow. He knows they're up there, which is why Tizian takes a deeper position inside of Mini. Will find 1 kill, but now Shox drops as the bomb had already. Can Tabson find an angle onto RPK? Seems unlikely. Unless RPK gives it to him, gifts it to him. Apex is still outside alone, and if he peeks towards heaven right now, he can still find Tabson, but that's not gonna happen because he's focused over on the squeaky door. And he will get Xanteras first and foremost, but he's playing trigger discipline. He gets them both! Awesome play by Apex. Now Shox can adapt to that and just not expose himself to heaven, which could have been the corkscrew in this 1v2, and instead it falls flat. Apex, excellent 3-piece.
Leading by example and beautiful control. Patience.
Gifted a little bit on this timing, man.
Yeah. Looking for this 1 kill that wouldn't stop, and of course, yeah, he just makes the most of it. Kind of surprised he runs into Mini. Maybe Tabson can bring it back if he gets that trade, but we don't see that version of this reality. Instead, Vitality pick up the round off the back of a very heroic round from a few other players. It wasn't actually just Apex to get them set up and get the bomb down. And Searson, oh my god, he actually goes down again, opping before he can even take a shot. 1 bulleted by the AK. Zaiwu will follow up. Of course, I meant Ziwu. Spoke to Apex, he told me. In France, we don't say the names incorrectly. Keep saying Ziwu.
And how'd that make you feel?
Empowered.
Do you feel the power? Keto does, but not for very long. RPK trades that one back. 4 survivors for Vitality. Awkward economic spot. Let's see. Xanteras has more money than everybody else, but this is that catch that Apex starts the round with, finding Searson trying to get himself over towards Secret. Searson now the first casualty of the round, 2 rounds in a row. Xanteras drops Keto a deagle and keeps one for himself. Tizian has to buy one of his own. That's kind of rude. And a frag grenade added to the mix as well. Ooh, Tabson's got one too. Okay, 4 deagles, 1 P250. Again, rounds like this, when it's big, hanging on to these upgraded pistols, I'm nervous for Vitality. Just a little bit.
Yeah, we don't know what's going to happen here. A little bit of lurking. Oh, off the corner of that, but Z was there to catch it. It's Tabson going down first. Searson, he's been stripped of this up 2 times in a row. Down now, just to the P250. He'll spot Shox. I don't know if Shox spotted him back, however. Oh, man. That's crazy. Even Masuda somehow.
If Xanteras just shoots?
How does he get this much info without getting spotted? The bomb gets dropped all the way down to the ground. However, the trade comes out.
All the way down. And then Shox finds Xanteras. Keto, headshot versus RPK. Doesn't get the second. Ziwu all over the place, man. 3 frags with the sniper. 3 rounds for Vitality.
Again, let's see what happens here, because I think one thing that's really interesting that's happening is Searson getting absolutely dismantled outside. It's not even that he's getting out-opt outside. he's getting out defaulted almost. When he gets into position, Shox is already one step further. Apex literally killed him with an AK one shot, and it's Searson will always get his shot off, right? He is way too fast to ever miss timing or hit an emergency flick or have to hit one and commit and deliver. But now he's got to be a bit clear. And look at that.
Dude, Searson is getting bullied.
Yeah, he's getting straight bullied.
Absolutely bullied.
They're all by nice shots, mind you, but he is getting absolutely destroyed.
He's not even given a chance to find impact in these rounds. And I mean, could he have been further from where he had previously died? Xantares already on this B site gets himself 3 kills to close.
That's why we named that spot after him. That's literally why that spot is called Xantares.
Wow. Slips it in.
Monster.
Look at this. Just enjoy.
That's mad. Oh, he didn't even touch the ground.
And then this is obviously the round-winning play. So as awesome as Ziwu's first op shot may be, Xantares, great position, great commitment, kept it cool, kept it calm, and closed for a 6th. That's right, a 6th round to the favor of Big. 6-3 lead on this CT side. Weapons up yet again.
Apex. He finds an opening down into secret so quickly. I think he's actually safe. And I don't think they got info on him crossing.
Wow, blinded, doesn't matter.
We'll see.
Can he deliver a... Ooh. Nobody saw that.
Let's keep tabs on Apex. He's made so much progress down into lower. He's going to be able to clear out control room here and meet up with his teammates on the ramp. This is a beautiful information play.
So they just need to look forward towards Xantares. And Apex catches the angle. Xantares killed. He will find Shox and also did substantial damage to Apex. So Ziwu is the only player left with 100 HP, 4 Vitality, everyone on a full bar for Big. But what direction do they use to get into this? They've got 1 man on ramp, 1 vents, double secret. And they've got Vitality repositioning towards the control window. RPK walking near Searson. He gets plucked up by that op. Now, all that's left of Vitality is here inside control room. And Apex decides to eject. He gets caught out by Keto. A 1 versus 4 attempt here from Ziwu. Just shoulder peeking, baiting, buying time. Big Clan arrive with 3 members still standing and a 7th to the board.
One of those situations where you're doing your best to make the bad, doing your best to make the best of a bad situation. Apex on this huge lurk, doesn't get spotted crossing outside, walking, no smoke, so they don't even suspect he's there. Don't gamble, rotate anyone downstairs, and he gets all the way to control room window, where normally if you're coming down the ramp, that's going to be the first place where people shoot you from. So that's a huge advantage if they have ramp control. That all looks good, but in the process, players getting picked off on their entry from ramp, and so it's just that man advantage became too overwhelming. Trades came out, and right now it feels like Zoo is really taking over the game, but of course you can't be asked to do that in a 1vx every single time. I think you needed a bit more space, keep that in like a 2v3, 1 more kill swings towards Vitality, then we can talk.
Apex drops down onto the roof of Mini. Searson retreats. He'll play the smidgen gap.
How was Searson that round?
How was Searson that round?
Did he have impact there? Yeah.
Well, he mollied himself off, got the 1 kill blind, mollied himself off, came back at it, caught 1 player trying to lurk base ramp.
Okay.
So he was instrumental to the retake.
Here we go.
You know, Vitality, it looked like they wanted more than control. They wanted control and base of ramp. So, multiple kills on the round. He did good. Apex going to fall off of Mini. Tizian definitely hears that. So Searson puts an end to it real quick. But he sees that close utility being thrown at him and decides to just retract back to his spawn.
You can see like there's like position 1 outside where he's
easy kill.
Actually, yeah, credit card.
Smoke fades. Catches a 2nd even. Masuda will find his 2nd kill of the half. But already 2 frags the other direction. RPK swings squeaky door. That's Vitality confirming both of their spots. And Masuda, well, how does he find a way back into this one? 15 seconds left over. He's going to have to die. He will take one player with him, but 7 HP and not a chance. An 8th round on the CT side for Big.
So just trying to say, we have, so this great podcast, DDK Elige, just want to shout it out. You can go and listen to it. Elige talks about on bad days, you play your B or C game. On good days, you play your A game. But knowing where that is and where you are at is what makes you a pro player and a good one. One of the most consistent players has all the authority to say that. Searson in this spot, dying outside on these aggressive picks. Moving back now to the CT spawn to go for a passive opening. Typically, if he was hot, he could play out in front, get his opening kill, fall back to that spot. But instead, plays a recidivist position all the way back in spawn to start things out. Gets one kill and then falls back to the forklift. Right? Not something he would do maybe if he was super hot. So just something to put a finger on and see how it actually works well for him.
Good flash timing. Tizian full white. Ziwu is able to get the Tech 9 kill. Masuda a second. Searson, well, he's going to have to do some heavy lifting. Oh, and he will. Xanterra's actually the double kill. Explosive from Vitality. I'll give them that much. Really cranking the tempo there in the 12th round. Finding both those players blind. But tabseN gets a multi-kill. Xanterra's does the same. We look at the scoreboard here for Big Clan. It's k1to, tabseN, 12 kills apiece. Xanterra's sitting pretty on 11. 12 kills apiece.
One thing I do love, of course, about Big, always on nukes, the rotations are great on CT side. Always there in time. Always know when to drop someone lower, even if they have low information. I think the absolute worst thing you can do is to not have somebody there most of the time. I mean, even if you have zero information, if you have Xanterra's in his favorite spot, Xanterra's, you can pretty much leave him alone. And if you're low on information outside, your setup can change elsewhere, but so many rounds end up lower. Probably way more than half, if I had to guess. Probably well above 50%, I want to say. So in that circumstance, you never want a situation where nobody's rotated just because you didn't have much info. So easy for the T's if they establish and nobody's pushed on the CT side to get in across completely blind to you and limit you from getting any of that information that you want so badly. So right now, Vitality looking to throw some smokes outside. Don't know if they're going to use them, but that's also the magic of these smokes is, right? It doesn't matter if you use them or not. It has the same psychological impact. But yeah, looking fully intent to walk out and across the yard.
It's now been 4 rounds in a row for Big, so 1 away from being on fire. As they were at the very start of this. 5-0, 5-3, 9-3.
Actually.
And Searson connects into Shocks.
There we go.
Big pickup. Down here in the tunnels, he actually fades away before pounding out a round. Molotov. Ooh. Even despite turning back the other direction, tabseN gets bested. Now there is a CT up in the rafters. That's going to be Tizian. k1to could be here to pull attention, and Xanterra's may well just do it all. But Ziwu puts a quick end to that. And he anticipates a peek on the left side of sight. Doesn't anticipate Tizian, who gets 2 kills and sets up k1to so perfect.
Yeah, hats off to k1to for that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Like, just like you're about to bring up, shoulder baiting to pull some attention away from him from getting hard cleared, making himself seem like the obvious target, and then falling back for a new way to duel after he gets involved in the fight. Just really wonderful stuff and teamwork from them. And it was actually quite cool to see how they pulled back out of lower, came back upstairs, and RPK was all the way back, waiting for tabseN to cross wide in garage. So some mind games going on here for Vitality to come back into it. But what they didn't know was that nobody from Big had actually rotated. One of their would have been one of their most successful attempts at taking lower control, except for, of course, Searson.
Xanterra's to be tested on ramp. It's been a while since we've seen a little ramp action. Let's see what he can deliver. 1. And
Get out
maybe
of there.
done. Falls back. Searson comes into the play. 2 players already up close. Ziwu toying with it. Gonna cost him. And RPK answers back. But it's a 2 versus 4 situation, and bomb needs to be retrieved. tabseN tucked behind credit card. He's shuffling his feet. CT smoke falls down from heaven into hell, and RPK can't quite close it. Apex's turn to clutch, also caught by Xanterra's. Awesome CT side coming alive here from Big. They've got 6 in a row, and they're gunning for a 7th. for that sacred 12-3 half.
We've got that complexity aura right now where everybody's doing so well, it's hard to really know who to shine the spotlight on. Xantares here from the ramp plays it to perfection. I mean, he has continued impact on the round without throwing his life away, trying to fight everybody coming at him right away, right? It's that kind of discipline that'll win you rounds here on the CT side. And it's cool. It's cool to see. You know, the best ramp player is the guy who can get one kill for free every single time, just knows when to leave. That's it.
He who doesn't die. I like this, man. Change of look. Searson getting hyper aggressive, takes a shot to the face and still delivers the kill. RPK delivers an opening closer to this A site. Vitality starting to work, but there's also answers back, including a frag onto the bomb carrier. RPK barely alive, and Apex, he's been spotted. Who the hell plays from there? Tabson, damn it. He's got himself the answer, and he's got himself 100 health. Compared to the other two players still kicking, RPK almost getting them all lined up, but nicely done. 12-3 from Big. Join us after the break to see their T side. Yeah.
Listen, it might not be their optimal map pick, but we know that if they're trying to prove something on Nuke, there's something that they've set at stake for themselves here to try their absolute hardest to show that their practice has actually paid off. Like, certainly they're not throwing this in to play it for fun, to not give things away. Instead, they're absolutely trying to strengthen a map that they play, that they just don't win often.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see if they can still get in a few reps before this one should be done.
Okay.
Oh, man, Xantares, huh?
Yeah. It's like, all that being
Good
said,
Counter-Strike.
this is a good opponent, you know? This is some good practice right now. Big are absolutely hitting shots.
Yep. And there are no slouches on Nuke either. So, thing is, everybody for Big is hitting shots. You know, look at the scoreboard compared to that of Vitality, where Ziwu and RPK are at the top. The other three members of Vitality, near non-existent. I can understand some of the frustrations we've seen, but RPK, if he peeks that, yeah.
I think he might. Did he show? He might have shown.
He might have shown
shoulder.
because they moved instantly.
A little bit. Some arm hairs, maybe.
He's going to come back up to the squeaky door where Searson resides.
Well, they know he was searching down there, but he's already upstairs again.
Mm-hmm. It could be just easily 3 players walking down onto the B site for Big. Keto will kill Masuda. RPK got back behind second vent. Empty-handed on his death, but Shox, he's back behind them, and they're going to close that door. Ziwu attempts his best to get out and into the fight, but now Shox, try as he might, is completely cut off from everything. I love the play there for Big. Send the bomb, double up in vent, and get that 13th round easy.
Yeah, lay down the guard. Yeah, just beautiful. No plant in this round, but yeah, it's the round win. And such a clean one. Really nicely done. All the trades were there. RPK struggled a bit. That's the guy who's top fragging, actually. Trying his best here for Vitality to get that 1 kill on Squeaky. And it's sad because rotationally, he did such a great thing, right? He actually, he doesn't know that he showed himself, but he went to get info, didn't see anything, and then made the correct play for himself to get out of there, get to a better spot, dedicated in the upstairs site.
Whoa, that's fast.
Oh, wow.
Keto instantly dropping down through the vents.
It's just you drop vent, now it's my vent.
Yep.
Now it's like, Keto's like, you deal with it. How are you going to deal with it?
Searson tries to jumping Mac 10 into Shox. 1 and done. Scout play from Apex goes down empty-handed. Damn, Xantares is having a map, man. 20 kills, 6 deaths at the moment. Top of the scoreboard here on Nuke. Smokes off Decon, nobody peeks. Masuda's got the Mac 10 by double doors. And RPK's coming down to join him. 2 versus 3, and Xantares' patience should be perfect. Or he gets caught actually falling off of the control panel. And because of that, things get a little awkward. Things get a little weird. He just saw the player on the back of the site. So now oh my god, he doesn't even need the info because Masuda hits the headshot. Now it's all on Tizian, but they have to figure out where he is. And he fires off versus RPK. Masuda peeking into it, just barely getting the kill. A quarter of his health remains. He jumps on bomb, and there should be time. A 4th round for Vitality.
I was on a different perspective.
Should be time.
Oh, wait, yeah, that's super close. Wow. Turns green. And Masuda's eyes turn red. 4 kills, and that 1v2. Well, I just need to see the tap again because I was on the wrong perspective.
Dude, he had
don't have
very
that shot.
barely any bullets left.
Oof, yeah, frustrating one. But is it? Big 13-4.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're having a lot of fun. I think the worst thing about that was it affected Xantares' KD.
My stats. Listen, no matter how much frustration we see out of Big, it's nothing compared to the whininess I've seen on some of these Vitality cams.
Like frustration?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Like you know, and I understand. You know, you just had a very flat first half. Kind of just couldn't break through the damn defense.
I mean, I like to see that just because, not like for the same reasons as you do, you don't want to see that for Vitality in order for them to do well. But I just like to see the emotion just because you're seeing them lose, but not totally deflate.
Yeah.
At least.
And not give up.
One step above that, yeah.
Not giving up is the most important part. You only truly lose when you stop believing in yourself.
What was that ninja quote? When you give up, that's when you lost twice? Someone?
Yeah.
Well.
What was that other ninja quote?
Go ahead.
Oh, I'll buy the bank that owns your house.
Yeah.
Apex double M4 kill. Falls out to Searson's Glock. There was just 2 Deagles in the play here for Big, so shouldn't be much left over. They know Xantares is above him, and Ziwu's on cleanup control down on the secret stairs. Xantares will try his damnedest, but Shox, he's got him. Dead to rights. A 5th round for Vitality. However, Big back with guns.
So many options. They can really taste the rainbow here. For Vitality, we'll see how they decide to call in this round. They know they've got some advantages, but they might know that also Searson's up on an op already. So that'll be the first thing that we want to see tested. They actually did a great job in the first half of disabling him. I think in all the rounds that they did, they were able to win 3 rounds in a row. They killed Searson first and won. And then after that, like Searson was at full strength and they couldn't stop him from getting better and better. So Apex plays here quite often. It's one of my favorite angles in the whole game, just waiting. We call this a liege, basically. He sits here, waits for the drop-off mini, can spot them crossing anywhere outside, has tons of space to work in and lots of like strong angles to fight from. And a lot of the times people are not even looking in his direction. So wouldn't be surprised if he gets away with it once or twice. But again, he is known to be in the spot a lot.
Apex takes an awkward duel, loses out to Tabson.
He was almost encouraged, it seemed like, to peek that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we saw Tabson abusing that exact same position with a totem pole boost. So, you know, do to me what I've done to you, and you're going to lose both times.
Oh, sucks for Shox.
Yeah, he has to fall off of the position, and Big Clan could have followed through, but in fact, they're going to redirect towards lobby. Keto could catch Masuda easily, but he also just slips back into secret for a moment, comes back into it, and loses his head. Does substantial damage, but with Tabson's follow-up frag, it's just not nearly enough anywhere for Vitality. Shox is going to go ahead and flank lobby with 3 players in position, but they're just around the corner, so he kills the guy in hut first and foremost, then the lineup for RPK. Shox gives chase. They could have just ejected down the vents. Instead, he seeks the save.
This movement to get out of there. Not going to be an easy save. Shot up the ladder so loudly. Like the play that Shox made, actually. 4v5. It sucks that nobody else got a kill. That would have made things more interesting, but when he dropped down the vent after taking a lot of damage, shot the control window out, and then just walked back up ramp immediately and said, here's the risk I'm going to take. If they're not going to follow me down and they heard me break this window, then maybe I can get an advantage back, and actually comes through with a perfect flank into lobby. So a play that could have added tons of value there, but nobody else could actually get the kills. And as you're saying, they're just...
Dude, it's just...
Don't touch your face. First of all.
Yeah. You know, you can be upset, but don't be annoying with it. You know, that's the kind of stuff that starts, I feel like, leaking into your team.
That's also the problem, though, that it just sucks when you're alone, is because you're like less likely to do that in front of people.
Right, yes.
There's less accountability,
100%,
right?
man.
And that's why teams are thriving more like in a, you know, LAN environment.
Dude.
But this is also a true test of your own discipline and emotions.
Oh, I love that point, Mohan.
And you have to be able to do it at all times. This is your This is your job, the situation we're all in.
Yeah, when there's a physical element to playing with your teammates, it is harder to do exactly what we're seeing. And at the same time, it's got to be frustrating. You know, you're like that. If I'm Tizian, now Tizian's allowed to be pissed.
He's allowed to touch his face a bit, yeah.
Holy. You know, I understand. And again, I'd rather see that than just complete and total flat, no emotion, meaningless type loss. So, I don't want to rag on it too much. But I have. So I'll stop. Let's see if Shox can deliver. He gets himself the first one. They're going to start shooting through the floorboards. And he does a good enough job of doing damage. RPK, little jiggle peek. Clears up two. Searson, though, he's got 2 frags to his name. Looking for the 1v2 clutch. And he hears the footsteps behind him, but can't do much. Vitality take a 6. They are still trailing by 8. But a CT side that is not going down without a fight.
Mm-hmm. It's actually not all that bad. Just a really nuts shot. I mean, it's not as if that is an angle, right? Like, the angle doesn't really exist. But from his perspective, it looks like ZywOo hard clears him, but actually he's just kind of Julianing up the angle, picking a few different small peaks, trying to suss him out in that position. And the T's will take a timeout to chill out. And, you know, they look pretty calm. I feel like we don't see rapid fire calling from Tapsin in these moments.
Yeah.
You see like a discussion a bit more on Big.
It's like he needs the timeout.
Yeah.
You know, if they didn't take one, there's no way he gets his idea out.
They take a timeout like it's a minute. Like they relax a bit. And I like the approach.
Cool.
I feel like, yeah, Toby needs a whole map for a timeout sometimes. He takes on everyone's stress so they can all relax.
Yeah. Toby stresses me out.
Yeah.
I like having
he's
the
like, I
coaches
feel like
with
he's one of the
cameras.
guys though. You're gonna like interview him and then suddenly you just don't see any of that.
Yeah,
You see like the nicest, like warm
It's just
guy.
I mean this is
Who's chill.
business time, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
He's on the clock.
Right.
He's in the server. All right, time for your feelings. Ooh, Searson on a scout. Searson on the scout. Make a good album title. ZywOo and Apex with a kill apiece here, just dismantling the pistols. Searson hasn't actually found any contact, so he can't do too much. Tapson's Glock's been spotted. Masuda's going to give chase. But he is just trying to bait them into that scout player, of course. However, now the scout's the last man standing. And soon enough, his knees will be taken out from underneath him. ZywOo, from the blue box, gives Vitality their 7th. We're starting to see Vitality piece something together. But don't forget, even with this recent success, half of the round count of Big and 2 rounds away from losing Nuke.
Mm-hmm.
Deagle's back in action. Glocks and utilities sprinkled around them.
When you see it again, yeah. Just his favorite position to be in. And he's had some good success. Put up a great performance over on Dust 2. With some of his entry rounds, some of the rounds that they called. And yeah, you can see it all fall apart here on an eco round even. They've got the nades to go down outside. And a couple of the stronger players on the server who have Deagles. Some CTs who are pushed up looking for a fight.
Oh my god, Shox.
Oh my god, yeah.
4 players go by. He turns his attention. 1, 2, 3.
Why'd you have to say it like
4.
that? Okay.
No,
Can't count.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he actually does get him.
and Tizian's just falling out of the bed. Just not much meant to be in that one. Good job by Shox there. Playing it in the smoke. They never saw it coming.
Mm-hmm. Round 23. Before our eyes, ZywOo upgrades to the op. Oh, well, he calls it perfectly, right? Because if they walk across, or they don't walk across, and they're sitting there waiting in the default, which some people do, he gets caught with his pants down. But he reads the situation well. Sees that they might likely cross him. And just talking about with Maniac in the green room, and Shox is the kind of player who takes these risks, but they're not the kind of risks you can teach someone to take. And that's why I think he's going to be such a hard player to replace. And these are the positions where, you know, Naveras, Masuda, they're not going to be quite as comfortable, you'd assume. Now, Shox does lose his duel outside, gets some good damage off, but nature of the beast right now, with the way that people are playing CT Nuke, he's absolutely doing something normal outside and could have gotten a kill and done some extra damage. That's his prime optimal goal.
Looking to absolutely make the most of the 5v4. Going into the full execute. Little molly over towards Secret so that maybe Tabskin... Tabson... I don't know, man.
Let's get him in the game. Some tab skins.
Tabson can work in through Mini, but instead he actually flirts back. Apex throws down the smoke grenade just in time. Keto's gonna run right through that. Apex trying to dodge flashbangs, picks up a second, and that's enough to convince Big to redirect here. Apex does enough. Can Vitality hang on? 25 seconds remain. RPK, he's about to peek into the squeaky, does substantial damage. Ziwu up in heaven, covering Vent, gets opped by Searson, and we now have Big back with an edge, but Apex has slipped through lobby, caught by Tabson. Masuda completely burned out of the play, never even has a damn chance. Apex tried to corral them back into a controlled state of affairs, but everybody else from Vitality goes down empty-handed.
Yeah. The upstairs hit, everyone gets a trade basically, no duels lost. Searson, nice pick into heaven, just straight over the hut. Beautiful stuff. And even after that, with the damage dealt, Apex, you'd think he could call it a day, clock out. But he actually goes for the flank into hut as well. And that should have just been icing on the cake if someone just got a trade upstairs. Anyone. But no one did. And then he gets an unlucky timing, even though he was very fast on the flank. But Big pick up a 15th. And at this point, you have a half as bad as the first half. You're asking for this kind of thing to happen. You've got to broaden the bandwidth for variance by having a good half, because it's Counter-Strike. You're going to lose situations like this. It'll happen. If you're overall the better team, you should win. But if you have a half where you only get 3 rounds, you know, you're destined for the other team to trip over the finish line, barring some miraculous, unprecedented comeback.
Double op setup to try and stop the first of 7 map points. Santerra is wasting 0 time getting in through Mini. Apex now knows that Outdoors is compromised, but as he runs forward, he catches the back of Tabson. Another player crossing into Garage goes down. Apex, excellent double kill. And a 5v2 to close. Minute 20. Keto peeks out from Garage, catches Apex back with a frag, and doesn't lose any HP, so decent start to an unlikely 2 versus 5 round win. Ooh, now he's got the op in hand, pounding some shots into the walls of hell, but again, 0 damage. Now only 1 minute left.
Surely not on a round like this.
You'd think not, but again, the maps they picked up versus Complexity earlier today were exactly rounds like this.
That's true.
And if history repeats itself, as we've been led to believe.
But surely, Connor, Apex has just had so much impact round after round, win or lose. You think eventually it's just going to be win after win. They're not going to be able to catch a lucky timing and find a frag in a position where they shouldn't get one and pull back around from a 2-on-4 situation.
You don't think so? Not with 15 seconds left. I don't think so. A lot to lose here as they try to challenge the top of heaven. So yeah, they're going to have to just concede as they fall back into the CT spawn. Shots. Ooh-wee! Gets the first one, not the second. Tizian, he will escape.
They actually, I guess they got the op on Ziwu at least. Keto says HP in chat. They want to know. Keto says, never mind.
I never wanted to know.
And here's the round from Apex. And again, I think it's the 3rd round in a row. He's just had such good and big success either outside. He thinks he's sandwiched in that ramp round. And on either side of it, a great outside performance from Apex.
This is nice. I do enjoy the fact that Vitality are giving enough of a CT side to talk about, right? 6 more to go.
I'm really proud that we didn't talk about how important the pistol round was and
Yes.
how unlikely this comeback is. We just kind of let it ride, and now we're at the point where it's actually reasonable territory.
Yeah, the souffle's halfway cooked. Don't worry.
It's inflating.
Odds are it still pops.
Still pop.
But maybe it'll just rise to perfection. Round like this, should see it keep inflating. Double digits for Vitality at least, by the looks of things. 3 deagles and an op. I love that from Tabson.
Oh, man.
We need to see how far Apex just slipped down in his chair. Because if we've seen him disappointed, that one has to hurt.
Yeah.
My bet is his back touches the seat of the chair.
Okay.
That's how far down he's going.
I think we can almost see the Vitality logo
He's going to look like a corpse.
on the chair. I'm not sure if we can get it, but
Yeah, production's got these things in the bag.
okay. There's the opening, and Apex dying, holding on the other side, but the trade comes through.
And nobody else runs down.
And, oh, no,
great.
okay, it's okay. I guess because the trade was so quick.
He's reformed.
All right. Yeah, and also they can smell it,
Yeah,
they can
yeah,
taste
that's
it, they
it,
can
right?
sense it,
Yeah.
they can feel it.
When it's 12-3, you're allowed
They're
to have...
friends again.
Yeah, yeah. 12-3, you're allowed to be...
I'm
a
awake
diva.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Once
it
it's
felt like
15-10, and like you said, fast trade frag. It's like, okay, I don't cry this time. I'm going to stand up because you are right. There are only 5 more rounds to go, and we've got Big back in pistols. Now, this is not Dust 2, where those pistols look deadly. This is Nuke, where they've tried a couple of times and not really found too much success. They've got the utility to go with this, so I expect there to be structure and form to this attempt to close here. The 26th round, theirs for the taking. 2 map points denied by Vitality in a row. 5 to go. Tizian off at the side of the flash, moves past smoke, RPK, easy pickup, but now he's blind and burned into the open. It's Keto with the 2K. Apex back from Mini, Keto's got a 3rd. And can he do it all? Ziwu dropping Searson. Keto, he's got 3 kills, a deagle, armor, and a bomb on his back. A B-site plant for the taking. 23 kills, 17 deaths. Top of the scoreboard for Big Clan. And now, oh, he is robbed of his chance to close. Shox comes out from ramp to put an end to his shenanigans. And 11th for Vitality.
and rocked by a great flash. You know, Shox left it not up to question at all to the better players to go up against. Great round, though, from Keto. The kills that he put together. Look at this frag show.
Really, really nice try.
Yeah.
Where's his 3rd one? Boom.
Or as Pimp would say, really, really, really nice try. Yeah. That's a classic. Okay. Infamous scoreline for us North Americans, 15-11. You've seen this happen before, Connor.
Yes, I have.
Different circumstances, different teams, different continent, but it's happened.
Never forget. Ooh, Ziwu opens up. Oh my god, he's got a 2nd.
I mean, they can not flash him and keep peeking. Try.
Taps
Not
and
going to get
answers.
any easier. Oh my god. Oh!
Ziwu, 23rd frag on the scoreboard. Tizian's trying to get himself an exit onto ramp, but Shox is going to close that one down. And Xantera's now with everything to do.
That one was icy.
Nice. More of that.
A deflated Xanteris moseys across the outside yard, only to get decimated by Ziwu. And he has no trouble doing it either. Only that 3rd kill was a tiny bit tricky because he actually read the angle and then fell off of it for a second. But look at his open lines of sight. Credit card swipe. 2nd kill done.
Away
3rd
and back.
flick back. Watch me whip, says Ziwu,
Watch me nay-nay.
as he puts together the 4-piece. 3 rounds the difference. Round 28 now.
Yeah, buddy. Speaking of Ninja.
Is that Ninja?
Oh man, it's a fast door pop. Tizian coming, sprinting into the site. Doesn't catch Masuda up on Hut, who will kill him as Ziwu finds another impactful op frag.
Impossible? Yes. Impactful? Yes.
I'm gonna kill you. Shox is gonna kill them. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
He's not making that up, folks. He is French.
2 more to go. Dude, this was 7. 7
It's a new game now. It's a new game.
map points.
It's just
Only 2 to go.
crazy to see these CT sides coming up so big. And coming up so vitality.
But now it's like this is when you get your hopes up and then it falls flat. And that's why I'm not letting my guard down.
There's no such thing. There's no jinxes. No curses.
But
Okay?
ZywOo-
Not with ZywOo in the server.
Nope. He's going to go ahead and try and take that outer peak perhaps. Comes at it from a different angle. Taps in, throwing utility out from behind smoke. Does actually a really good job of getting them away from lobby. And he kills Apex. Shocks. He's going to have to find impact here. And if they spam through that smoke, he could be dead. Frag grenade chucked out. Minimal damage. ZywOo catching Tabson outside leaves everything on Big's ramp hit. They walk into Shocks, who shuts down the first and second. Not quite the third. Not this time around. It's a little trickier when Big have guns. But does Keto have a treat for us in the 1v4?
Okay.
He gets the first kill easy. How about the rest?
Yeah. Let's set this up. We've got Keto lots of time, honestly. Full set of utility. He can walk down lower. Going to wait for a mistake here. But what's the mistake that could be made? ZywOo is floating, so he's going to leave the ramp. And Masuda's down lower. This is going to be Keto's first point of attack, but I don't think Masuda is going to pull guard. But at the same time, I don't think he's going to overextend. He'll probably be hugging this wall for as long as we can imagine. Wait for that opportunity to swing open the control doors and take Keto out. But it looks like Keto's turning his attention in. Oh my god. That's an opportunity.
Executes the first. Player down beneath will close it though. RPK shooting him through his feet. Gives Vitality their 14th. And 1 round left. This is not going to be a good buy. Not by any stretch of the imagination. Before we get into the economy of the 30th round, enjoy this, man. ZywOo 2K outside. Has he ever turned this CT side around? These 7 rounds in a row feels like it's been a ZywOo highlight reel outdoors.
It's like a reality TV show where he's coming to give your team a makeover to show you how to play CS well for free.
Oh my goodness, they're going to go for the squeaky pop. Molotov meets them.
They're going to re-exec, aren't they?
Keto puts the smoke out. That's going to throw one player over towards the vent. He does get downstairs. And a re-aggression. Apex, he didn't catch that man. Shocks. If he re-peeks, he's going to get a face full of lead. Tabson burning on the scout. Remember, lesser weapons and minimal utilities. Apex getting into position, finding the first frag. That's a 5v4, but his back is turned to Tizian, who he lost track of down in the vents. They're able to get bomb back, moving it over to the depths of the site. They will ensure their plant. Retake is on. Tons of utility for Vitality. They've got lobby control, which means ramp control. Shocks is over here towards control room. But Searson's already inside it. Watching the stairs, he looks away and still gets back into control of it. Xantares is going to play close, and this could be, should be, Big shutting it down. So many rounds in a row, but the final hurdle is where they seem to trip, unless Masuda swings big, but he falls. Searson with the AK headshot, 16-14. Both these teams exchanging map picks and leading us into Inferno. The very...
You can't hurt anyone's feelings. This is the map that we're subbing you out on. So it doesn't really matter how you're playing. Oh, you had 70 ADR, but you had a clutch round here and you felt you're playing good. None of that matters. It's just pre-planned. But what that means is that when Shocks is playing so well like he just was, he doesn't get the chance to play on Inferno when he probably would have been good. So Nevera, I think he's going to think about that. But at the same time, they prepped specific things to help them, you know, make up this map and maybe reach new heights. So we'll see. A testing ground.
Keto, he's still back by Alt.
Damn.
Apex.
He's been great.
Predator just slaps Tabson back on his attempt. Nevera will get the duel inside of the apartments. Remember, the bomb's been thrown out on A lane. There's like 17 players inside of the pit. So really, even with Nevera dying here, how the hell do Searson and Keto get this bomb back? Look at this, man. It's a
have to make a deal with the devil to get this bomb back.
You say a deal with the devil?
Yeah, they'll have to.
My
They'll
goodness.
have to do something. I mean, they'll have to
It is Halloween after all.
Yeah. They'll have to bend the finger on the monkey paw or whatever it is.
Ooh, there's
Takes
one.
Cursed deal.
CT's giving him 1v1s, man.
Okay.
You got nothing to lose here, Searson and Keto. And
Don't make it seem like they're going to win this, Connor. Oh, my God.
No, okay. No, no way.
Okay.
Keto will keep trying here, but he's got 20 seconds to die. They all decide to charge. Oh, my goodness. Ziwu gives him a chance, and Keto now just one headshot away. Apex tries to charge it. The gun goes dry. 9 shots left. 10 seconds on the clock. Keto goes upwards. 8 seconds left, and he gets it. The last bullet nearly. 3 kills when he had no business winning. Don't make it sound like he's going to win it, Connor. What is that?
I don't even know what that is. They actually triple peeked. And then they waved the French flag as soon as someone died.
What?
They didn't commit with
What are
3 people.
those?
What is the point? Okay, you know what's so funny about that? That is something Shox would call. But he's not even. That is something he would call. It's not even a bad thing to do. But maybe if Shox was there, they would have committed. Why didn't they just commit when he was in the open? That would be the whole point, is going 1 for 1.
And then it was the player on the left. It was Apex that looked like he was sticking around for too long, but then he finally fell back, and then
everyone
Ziwu comes
starts
back out from the
shoulder
pit.
peeking.
Dude.
You don't need to shoulder peek when you have 3 people facing down. It's a unique situation. Everyone goes back to their Counter-Strike habits, or their mechanical habits, like, oh, he's trying to shoot me, but he won't kill me. It's not about that. It's about the 3 players. As Shox would say, the 3 fingers on one hand. Now the 6 players on one hand.
Yeah.
We've got to make an amendment to one of his famous speeches in
He's
Counter-Strike.
going to have to work on his analogies now.
The 6 fingers on one hand.
You know, if it's a 6-fingered hand, where's that 6th finger go?
Yeah. I mean,
Can only make a fist with 5. A thumbs up,
that's
perhaps.
true. I mean, it could be a keyboard hand and then
But you know what?
an advantage.
There is a very real chance that Vitality could still close this. They are completely forfeiting the A site, so I suddenly feel less convinced of the possibility. But double FAMAS, double Deagle. I'm still just a little mad about that pistol round.
You should be. I mean, that was really not. I mean, they're going to be more mad than you, so if that makes you feel better.
Met by a smoke on Library side, met by a Molotov outside Boiler. Team Vitality's best efforts won't net them a round win. It's not that they didn't have the kills. It's not that they don't have the belief in themselves, but it's that bomb plant and the utility in the post that really makes the difference. Big Clan winning it. That's the 2-0 start to the T side. And taps and dies the bomb.
Really interesting for all of this to happen again. Like with the substitution coming in on Inferno, map we might not have even seen, plus it being with a player who just played well. And of course, you know, I think they do have the right approach when it comes to, you know, doing it on certain maps as opposed to on how they feel or performance or whatever. So they can drill things, prepare things, everything like that. And it seems like overall it's really cool from what we've seen on Dust 2. And as we get more of a sample size, we'll get to see like if the impact is really there and how comfortable everybody is, and you know, all the emotions that are in check. Right now it's such a shock because it's just not something that we're accustomed to seeing, but it's really awesome to witness it, and I feel like Vitality are actually approaching it in a way that might make other teams want to try it. But great here, opening round for Big Clan. They get the double kill. Both hats off to Keto, and he wants the full-on hat trick, but the third player ends up falling back. Do you see that trick?
Dude, he threw the pistol and it's on top of the wall.
I think he dropped his gun and then it bumped up. Yeah.
Look at the Glock.
That was insane.
Look at the Glock.
No, that was like Tony Hawk's.
Wow.
That was wild. I mean,
that's a highlight.
It did feel like we were in the upside down for 1 second.
Oh man. You know, I don't want to look away because I don't know if that'll ever happen again.
Probably will never happen again.
Well,
we do play Counter-Strike in a sandbox. I mean, I've got 8,000 hours. How many 1,000 hours do you have?
Just broke through 6K.
Right. So I've never seen that before.
Still not a Howling Alpha.
Still not a Howling Alpha. You have been trying to get me on the Danger Zone train.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's really good now.
Danger Zone is actually okay. So
Go ahead,
Danger Zone,
pitch him while we still
listen
have
up.
Go for it.
Listen up. If you guys have played, if you haven't played Danger Zone since it was released, then you've made a vital mistake. Because when the game came out, everybody thought it was a BR, and it is technically a battle royale. But what it actually is, what you should play it as, is a sandbox Counter-Strike experience. Okay. The key to Danger Zone is the mobility package. Inside of the mobility package, you have exo jump, bump mines, parachute. Parachute, you don't need it, only for the noobs. The exo jump is what allows you to have an additional thruster to your normal jumps, okay? If you like B-hops, if you like movement in Counter-Strike, then you need to play Danger Zone. You have to go to Rushly123456 on Twitter, go digging through his media, and watch this guy's clips, okay? And then also watch this on your screens. How does he do it?
I don't even know.
That's like a bottle flip in CS.
Right.
Way cooler.
Way cooler, though.
Anyways, we're gonna listen. By the time that this Blast season is done, I will have converted more players to the religion that is Danger Zone. It's the most fun game mode in
I
Counter-Strike.
thought it was a meme, but yeah, you
outside
guys
of
actually
popular
were
CS.
talking about it in the green room. Like, discussing strats and stuff. Like, it's actually a serious thing. Okay, now we're into this round.
Yeah.
Masuda's getting chased down by the MAC-10, but he stays alive. The Molotov lands at his feet. At mid, they'll smoke this off so that Navera can continue to op. Let's see how he adjusts here. Again, second best map for him. It's not going to be hard. And you know what? In terms of rotations, I feel like one of the easier maps for him to come in on. If Vips was subbing Shocks out on Nuke, I'd be like, man, I don't know.
Yeah, because when we saw Nuke in the map pool tonight, you did kind of mention that. You're like, dude, do you think it's going to happen there? But
Yeah.
he just plays too integral of a role. You know,
Like pushing outside, playing ramp some rounds.
Yeah.
But like him and Apex literally switch from ramping outside. It's like, how are you going to do that?
if you want to drip feed Navira experience, then you've definitely got to do it on a map like Dust 2 and then Inferno. I love this. We'll see if it pays out. So far, Big Clan 3-0, 5v4. Apex going to try and catch Keto, but both players blinded. Apex regains vision and denies the bomb carrier. Xantares, though. 4 players for Vitality on low HP, and he connects the spray into the head of Apex. Instantly starts sprinting over, but Ziwu waiting for the frag. Bomb thrown back down to the dirt. Tizian on the other side of the map. Sure enough, 20 seconds on the clock to clutch. And there is still one man lingering longer for Vitality on this A site, which I think Tizian now realizes he has to concede. We've got Vitality on the board 4 rounds deep.
At this point, Maniac is yelling in the green room about Vitality bleeding economy. He's not even concerned about the round win. He's talking about why are they losing here, why are they dying here when they don't need to, why do you let Zintaras hit that? That's his main concern. But on the positive side, they get the op, they keep it. Cool to see Navera pull himself out of the A site, just make a read for himself, move into a new position. These are the kinds of things I look for because, again, you could quietly sub in, you know, a new kid in the class, sit in the back of the class, listen, be there, call, you know, your name's called for attendance. Navera, yes, present, but not actually move anything forward, right? And then slowly lose the rounds, lose the game, and then get washed out. And then honestly, that was kind of what it felt like with Masuda at first, who has now come into his own.
Yep.
That's what it felt like with BMAS at first, who now is finding himself on FaZe. And that's what it felt like with Kirby at first on FaZe, who's now finding himself in a huge way on FaZe. But with Navera, it feels like the practice has really paid off a lot, and he does seem to trust himself quite a bit. First map into the game, he top frags.
Well, and that's what I like. I like the fact that they added him to the roster, and then we saw him during the EU RMR event just recently, keeping an eye on the players, sitting behind them and just watching. And imagine how freaking hungry that makes you to jump into the server. And then you finally get drip fed into Dust 2. Now you're on Inferno with a chance to further prove yourself. Finally get a chance to apply what you've been learning and waiting to actually weaponize. If he can be a crucial piece to this 3rd map victory for Vitality, you know, his team will not forget. He's going to have the smoke fade in his face, but he has a smoke in his hand. Tabson absolutely going to punish that one. Apex can't quite catch the player as he jumps over Arch, and Tabson goes back for second servings. But we do have Big Clan down in pit, and still one up on Balk. It's Santeras to clear the first, traded by Masuda, doubling into this, and the 1v3 not even given a chance.
So 2 in the last, 3 on this one. They hold down the site, even after dropping their opera, because he does open up with an opening kill down mid. So this is a big first frag. He sits out there and outduels Searson. Not a small feat. I also just realized that this is Masuda and Navera playing
together
at the same time. Yeah, that didn't even cross my mind somehow.
Many wires being crossed.
Also really cool, yeah. Now, for those of you who don't know, they both are in the TeamSpeak together, or all of them are in the TeamSpeak together for all times. He's listening in on comms when they're playing the regular matches. He's sitting there.
It's not like Shocks just said, I've had enough, and takes the night off.
Yeah.
Still sticking around. You know what I think is like an underrated aspect of having a 6-man roster? This actively playing as 6. You know, like, I don't know if Bubsky's sitting on a TeamSpeak with Astralis.
Bubsky's tweets seem so lonely. He'll tweet out like bugs in Counter-Strike or just be in a server alone, and I'm like, man.
What's going on?
So
with this 6-man roster, man, think about if somebody's getting tilted, if somebody's just having an off day, if their patience seems low, if their frustration seems high, you just swap them out at the end of the series. And I feel like this could be one of the components that they may work to their advantage. But speaking of working an advantage, the run boost.
Don't fall for it.
Nah, doesn't even flinch. And even as Searson gives chase, Navera trying to focus forward, but he will need to be traded. Not the end of the world. He's still got 3 kills here in the anti-deco. And Quito still hanging on to the hand cannon. 35 seconds remain. No way he's going to get that bomb back. At all.
How dare you.
So just go for a headshot or walk away. Pick your poison, bud.
Or go for it. Was Quito on the pistol, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Felt like just yesterday. Okay. 3 back. Kill on Tabs and kill on Tizian. 3, 4, 5 on the rest. Apex, overall, great series. Do like to check in on HLTV after, at kind of like this point of a series and just look at people's overall stats. You know, lots of rounds being played. See what the consistency is like, and it's definitely interesting from this perspective. So we'll pull that up shortly. Because I want to say Apex should be near the top, but it's actually, I mean, Ziwu, he just started taking over CT side nuke. It was great on the first map. He's up to 49 kills.
Those op frags outside.
Yeah. Wow. Navera's 25 and 17.
Good for him.
Yeah, just off that map.
We're speaking Dust 2 of
See if he has the stamina for 2 maps in a row.
Yeah. Well, 2 maps in a series. You got a break on that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, wow.
Flash goes forward, as does Tabson. He is the bomb carrier, so they kind of have to follow suit. But Navera doing a very good job of just shutting down the apartment's control. Masuda getting a bit of aggression thrown his way. Trade for RPK. Tabson down with bomb on the tank's feet. And if he just sits on it, it's going to take more than a couple men to move it. Searson missing the op shot in close proximity leaves Quito last man standing yet again. A 1v4, 30 seconds, no bomb, and he's just completely wrecked by that frag, but he is still fighting, damn it. If only he had a teammate. If only he still had time. If only he had 100 health. But he has 1 HP, and that is taken quickly away by Ziwu. Vitality now in the lead. 3-0 for Big Clan, 4 straight for the Frenchman.
For what it's worth, even though they're just exit frags, still, you know, 5K every single time he knocks a player down in these post positions, end of the round situations. And it's keeping the money somewhat low for Vitality at a minimum. But right after that, we'll have Big Clan go into a save, and we'll see if they can come up with something new. They're getting picked apart in the default, not really going through with the full execute after getting top mid control. Kind of an atypical brand of Inferno that we're seeing right now, but just a lot of dominance on the CT side with the early round aggression as well.
Yeah. It's Navera.
Yeah.
Many mid peaks holding off arch side. You know, again, it's versus pistols, but
yeah, it's not the first time he's peeked down mid straight up confidently and won his duel.
Throws a smoke that actually just got stuck inside of library. So now let's see him. He's in a kind of flustered spot, right? That smoke should have been thrown forward.
Free kill.
Ooh, dude, nice.
I think that was harder than it looked, I want to say.
Yeah.
Could have missed.
Very nice. I like that.
It's in the genes.
Great X-ray, DJ. Great X-ray. Back over to RPK. Peeks up and looking to double down. Triple for RPK.
Let's see. He's just
Again,
a bit out of slowed down, but yeah.
Wanted to go for the flick shot. Stopped himself, knowing the guy's going to come through door. Holds. Hits it. Very similarly to when the run boost was thrown at him. Could have traced it. Instead, didn't flinch. You know.
It's like knows he's fast enough, but here
Yeah.
I've got this 100% shot that I'm going to take. So
It's
vitality in fire.
oui, en feu. Now what? Vera still going for mid peaks, but not down mid. Tries his hand on alt.
He was like camo back there.
Yeah.
Zanteras did move.
Yeah. Vera hunts by movement. Zanteras just creeps back into the bushes after that one. 5v4 for big. See if they can put an end to Vitality's streak. But Masuda looks to be unleashed. However, caught out by Tizian. He had just heard the jump into the window, so his crosshair set to the right. Zanteras might die to RPK. He's going to walk down here for the duel, trades it off. Nicely done. RPK didn't get that first kill, so he looked for it elsewhere. Ziwu now focusing on Boiler. He just got stuck on the wall and
still adjusted.
Like, holy cow, man. It's still not enough. Good job, Big. They've broken through that 5-round streak. The spree for Vitality does come to an end, but it's costly. Look, he gets stuck on the wall here.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying, like, you're pointing it out. It's like, oh, it's a small thing. No, it's pretty sick. Like, he knows the guy's in Boiler. He's expecting to be in a certain position before he clicks. He gets put off balance and his reflexes take over. He
Makes a
that
mechanical mistake,
Yeah.
still recovers.
Still recovers. Should have died because of that bump, but didn't. So, again, a lot of good damage. I mean, there's just a game where so many players are dying every round. I think we only had one round where it was kind of like a full save on the A site. But yeah. The one round you tried to sell Danger Zone to the people.
Yeah.
I'd say tried. You did a good job.
Well,
good job.
when the next eco comes, I have a further development.
Okay.
I didn't quite get there. There's a lot to say. I have
Right.
a lot to say.
Okay. So, couple features. Oh, I guess we'll talk about big. Maybe CT side after this. It's all about kind of Navera now in his debut. He'll look for an opening. Searson gets the better of him, and it's a flash that I think is from a teammate, so it's not that effective on Searson. Sometimes we see the flash assist icon, but it doesn't actually mean that the person can't see.
Yeah.
Just want to clarify that. Sometimes it's very like an after image flash, hardly worked kind of thing. Ziwu refreshes Navera's spot, half health for him. No nades to work with. They are very susceptible to a B hit right now. I don't care how good Ziwu is. But then I take a dry gulp in my throat and I think about the power of Ziwu and what he can do here.
On his own, 47 health. And you know if he dies, they're just going to transition into the save. Unless he delivers something special. He should be overwhelmed by the utility alone. I mean, oh my goodness. Yeah, by utility I meant Zanteras.
He's a two-way player on this map. Zanteras will be good on T side as he is on CT. One of the strongest pit players in the game right now. He has the perfect skill set for a pit player. Like, such a good turret, multi-frag potential, and on the T side also entries out of halls. So he's very good at bullying his own spot. So he knows the pluses and minuses of pit, how to play it, how to play against it, and oftentimes can take over a game on both T and CT side. So really looking to Zanteras for this big clan's T side. And right now, of course, you know, looking at the Masuda, Navera, Ziwu synergy and how they work around with their ops and what their setups are looking like. Because there's a lot of discovering that Big have to do right now, too.
That's it, tied at 5.
Had you ever watched, like, I never even really watched the Heretics matches before.
No.
Yeah, just not a team. I always saw their team winning and stuff,
Yeah,
but I
team
never
on
actually
HLTV,
caught
know they
their
were
games.
making waves, but never in an event I would say that I had my I had my finger on.
Yeah.
Maybe we were missing out.
Yeah.
Or maybe we've got the best of the heretics here in Nevera. 5 rounds to go on this first half from Big. Considering it was 5 in a row from Vitality, we'll see how many Big can string together before, if ever, there is a CT response. But a fight down banana. ZywOo gonna be, oh no! Oh, it bounced back. Okay. Could have been worse, could have been better. We find ourselves somewhere in the middle. That's life for you. 3-player creep up into the A-halls.
And we'll watch for...
They're going to flash into the pit. Close to hay bales is RPK. Players up above him. Props to Xanteris for clearing straight down.
Yeah.
Now Masuda's in the pit, fully blind, trying to hide. Shots sail by and frags land in. Another immediate save. Awesome round for Big Clan, dude. Just swarming that site with both bodies and utility. Tons of grenades being used to completely counter Masuda. And RPK, like, first guy goes by him, Xanteris still looks straight down, clears him out.
Yeah, total distractions just to set up Xanteris as well as possible. And
cool.
Yeah, plays it very cool.
Cool, cool, cool.
Cool, 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 cool. Should have got 2. Almost got the spray down in the smoke.
Yeah, very nearly.
But yeah, those hold pops are dangerous when you got Xanteris entry. Xanteris comes knocking.
And the headshots are rocking. Bomb pops. 6th round of the board for Big. Look at this. You can try and hide RPK. You know, considering the only thing he could see was his head.
It's kind of surprising that, yeah, he didn't see it. Yeah, that's very true. Like his head was actually bigger than everything else on his body, and this is the time that CSGO.
Some big old goggles looking up at him.
Gabe been laughing in his flip-flops. Ha ha ha, you do not get this headshot so easily.
Not today. 3 in a row for Big, as they started this game with. Remember, 3-0, 3-5, 6-5. Not much of a back-and-forth affair in the first 15. Tabson. Pretty consistent in his pressure on A site, but not very successful. And this is something we've been talking about Tabson as of late. Even with Big's results being decent, Tabson has had to take an individual hit. He is 1-7. 4 assists. You know, 4 assists. Not the lowest in terms of ADR. In fact, the 3rd highest. So, what do I know?
Well, this is actually a weird situation to pull them out. They got a bit scared on the A site. Big have conditioned them very well in this round.
Yeah, Big are making great calls.
Yeah.
And Vitality just, I mean, we've seen two kind of feeble saves. Just cowering back to hold on to their guns, but if they're not going to put them to work, it's done. ZywOo, empty-handed. Yes, Apex does get into position fast enough, but what does he get, if anything at all, other than damage his way? Once more, Vitality forced to save.
Really love that this is the final map. Like, every single inch counts here. It's not often you see ZywOo get dismantled that way. And we don't know also, I wouldn't say that it's definitely Apex who said pull away from the B site. In fact, I'd say if somebody rotates out of your site, I would assume it's a player in the site that says, okay, you can rotate. It's one of those two to make the decision about how comfortable they feel.
As in ZywOo saying...
ZywOo says, you go halfway CT spawn, we'll stack 4A. I think it's going to be A.
Bad time to unscope.
Yeah, but the execute's really good. And Big, they cleared out mid. They cleared out mid. They got him back on the site in that full default. It's really on Vitality there to retake mid control so they have proper info on B.
Nevera floating in CT spawn while his other 3 teammates are very committed to the save, and now they won't have an op.
That's weird. Maybe too much of a rebel. Too much confidence.
You know, the one thing Nevera offers that that Scream never did is his opping ability. I like it.
It's just something amazing every single time. Is he absorbing communication?
Whoa, dude! Oh my god!
I need to go home and sleep.
Okay.
I didn't just see that in real life.
I had no clue what that was. I thought I was out here tripping. Wow, that was cool. That's my impression of it.
Can you hear all your guts going back into your mouth?
Oh.
Oh. Well, enough imagery. I don't know. I also don't know what just happened to me, but we move forward.
Where am I? And where is this going? Because Vitality, yes, they saved, but they don't come back in with that full investment. The op could have made a huge difference in that fact. Navarro would be hanging onto the sniper. Instead, he plays the Deeg. And what's he going to deliver? The old 4-man bracket hold. Hold the line. Big Clan just going to go ahead and squeeze with time. Bomb back on ramp. No rushed commitment at all.
Oh, they really want it to be the A site. Another round, Ziwu. It's probably just going to get owned, right? Only P250, no nades, no armor, alone in B. They're going B. Okay, let's see Ziwu. He's mad, though. He's mad now. Okay, no, he's dead.
Pearson's on him.
Yeah. I don't think this is about Ziwu dying in B. It's about Ziwu being left alone in B. That's what this is about.
That's the problem?
It's not no banana control, leaving him alone in B. Let's put it this way. If they knew where the T's were, he wouldn't be by himself. It's not that they trust him to hold, it's that they don't believe that they were going to go B in all these times. So it's an IGL bad read each and every time.
Yeah.
Part of that is because they don't re-aggress at top banana. Part of that is because they don't re-aggress at top bracket. It's been too easy for Big to condition them into leaving him alone. They are getting read by a book, and it's happened literally. It's a book that has 3 pages. Same info on every single page.
Okay.
The story is 1 page long. They just repeated it 3 times.
Page 1 says, once upon a time. Second page says,
Second page.
dead. And the third page is the end. I could get through that pretty quick.
The Ziwu autobiography.
Dead. Look at this, Searson just
With asterisk.
coming at him, man. Buddy's posting up backside, and then Keto gets like a gift in the kill versus Apex.
Mm-hmm.
Can't be too frustrated. I don't know what you expected. I'm gonna talk things over. Counter-terrorist timeout. This is their second of map 3. And a CT side that has fizzled out and left us asking for more.
And this is just such an easy game for Tapson. I feel like they just need to be a bit more proactive. They have the solutions. They've done them. I've seen Vitality have a great CT side.
They're just not implementing
They're
them
not
now.
like to me. It's not like when FaZe would just
And
sit
so
there.
here's my
hold
question.
Back. Yeah.
You've seen it happen before.
Yeah.
Why aren't they pulling it out now? Is it because of this mix of players?
It's absolutely discomfort. Yeah. It's either thinking about other things, really believing in the gamble, so you can just work on these other things.
Yeah.
Or communication is just not great. That is the difficult part about Inferno.
Wonder.
Is just issuing these protocols right when you need them and then moving along, which is all about timings, right?
Guy like Navarro is just going to keep doing what he's told.
Right.
Guy like Shocks is going to tell you what we're doing isn't working.
That could work too. I mean, that could be, he could create solutions as well, for sure. Apex should be able to call this stuff too.
Should.
Anyways, we'll see what happens on this round, as again, Big Clan will work the map, and we have Vitality back playing passive. Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me thrice, fool me quadruple
can't get
times.
fooled again.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if it works any differently. No pressure, no presence, no peeking at the top of banana. I take it back a little bit. They got a Molotov down, but they're not spotting it. Again, this is a pure gamble by them. At least he's not left Ziwu completely. Ziwu? He has a friend.
Apex. Holding that CT cross. But, we haven't even seen a second player on the bomb site. Apex has been flirting around this smoke multiple times. Now he's making a bit of a difference. Going to commit to the closest of corners. Utility keeps being thrown outwards. We don't have any movement on Art's side from Navarre yet. Apex, ooh, I thought he was going to try and give chase as that reload came in, but everybody from Big Clan now focusing onto the A site. 3 players strong up short. Masuda dropping the ball. Can Navera recover? He's blinded, and RPK just got a single kill on his own. Navera focused because Tabson, or rather Searson, has completely stolen his...
Counter-terrorists win.
Tabson?
They just didn't get the bomb. They had the bomb on the site. They instead,
What?
after the trade came out, they killed the guy on cold.
Bomb was 3rd man in.
Yeah, the bomb got dropped after there's a player on
RPK
cold,
dropped
shot him
it.
down, and then
My bad.
it got traded, though. They could have picked it up
Yeah.
and planted. They just didn't plant.
I kind of want to see this.
We'll see right now. So the spacing's a little bit awkward, first of all. Look how far back the other 2 Ts are. And then you have to pull Tizian
There's
out of the
bomb.
halls, who doesn't
8
want to have to
seconds.
jump out of the halls to trade a site guy. But then they do. There's still enough time to plant, but they don't put the bomb down.
He like picked it up and ran back sight. I feel like the only option was instantly plant when you pick that bad boy up.
Priorities.
My bad, missed it.
Oh, no, it's okay. Yeah, it was a very awkward situation.
Yeah, I thought because I saw the trade kill, I was like, well, that's a plant. But I guess not. And that, you know what? That's a little second chance for Vitality to maybe close the CT side with a resurgence. We'll see. We shall see. 5v3. Utilities being thrown at the top of Banana. And because Big are at the double man disadvantage, I think they just try and throw this and see if it sticks. Or not. Leave Tizzy and try and catch somebody pushing. You know, you saw Apex, I feel like, kind of thinking about going for the aggression last round. But in a 5v3, I think this is the time for them to play as they
This
have.
is when the setup looks better than if they pushed. Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
We'll see if it's enough. Apex tries to preemptively spray. That reload could serve as a trigger because the smoke fades at the exact same time. Ziwu, we've seen him cleared off this spot by Searson once, and it happens yet again.
Oh my
Apex dead as Tabson finds the headshot. A 3 versus 5 to deny the 7th round for Vitality. And Searson, well, he'll lose out to Navera.
Well, that's a big trade, isn't it?
Huge.
3v2 swung back.
They won't have Molotovs for the back of the site, but they will have flashbangs. Down goes RPK, however. And now they know Tabson's position, but Tizian back over by Banana. He's going to get them walking into the open. It's all on Navera. Swapping to the M4, he's dead. Big Clan winning the 3v5 to deny the 7th round. Instead, a 3-point lead. And other than those 5 in a row, it was flat from Vitality. Join us after the break to see who takes this final series. Control the plays. I'm hoping for Vitality's sake, they've got a little more to offer.
I'd like to chalk it up to growing pains and then see what happens in the following map that they try this on.
Sure.
But yeah, absolutely. Not the same Vitality we're used to seeing, but what's cool is that we know that Vitality have a good CT side. They know when to make adjustments. We just didn't see some of them coming in.
Okay.
And now another test. We know that also Apex calls a very strong T side, in my opinion. Very, very strong. So we'll see if he can pull that off again today.
Nobody's going to check Searson fast enough, but Masuda will turn tail onto him. And now Tabson's in a tricky spot. Nice second kill coming in from Masuda. Working the Glock wonderfully. Is he? Oh, wow. Yes, he is. Able to get the 3rd.
This guy's the Navera of pistols.
Seems so. Now he's going to continue towards the B site, joining forces with the other 2 players who have come up from Banana. Minute on the clock, and Tizian's cleared. They could go to A for free, but they're going to take
They're thinking about it, aren't they?
Bomb still in Banana, just giving Apex a chance to clear this. Bomb is going to go away to secure the round. And Vitality will start the second half with a pistol.
Let's see it. Let's see this T side. I know, I honestly love Vitality's T side, but you don't just lose fragging. You don't lose just a few comfort positions. You don't lose. You lose something intangible with shocks. You lose so much experience. You lose a player who moves around when you're not looking, who makes a rotation when you don't call it, who's in a special spot when you're not asking for him to go there. Like he'll find a way to create value where there isn't any. Very special players. And oh my God. Okay, Searson, lightning sharp, lightning quick.
Bruce.
Scrawnyism I pulled out. Lightning sharp.
Lightning sharp. Yeah, we've got a long list of scrawnyisms.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and read one from the tweet.
Sure.
They're quite charming. They all make sense. They're just not the exact idioms that you would normally say.
Can't argue against them.
Right. Okay, Scrawnyisms from map 1. Easy day in the park. Number 2, back against the ropes instead of wall. Number 3, on a razor's edge instead of a knife.
If you guys hear any more of them, at me. Do it, I dare you. Deagle from Xanterra is good for a bit of damage. This is one of those rounds where like you're looking at big and you just think to yourself like, yeah, they're gonna win this. They did it to Vitality on Nuke after they won their pistol. Ziwu gonna charge up with the MAC-10, and he's got Xanterra's dead, doubling back into the P250 of Tabson. That may cost them. Of course, there is still the double CT stack up on this B side. Keto buying time, moves through smoke, gets the headshot into Nevera. Is RPK their savior? 25 seconds. Commits to the bomb plant. Tabson could come out on his own, or does he wait? RPK reloads, his back completely exposed, and Big Clan clean up. A robbery of a round here in the 17th. That one has to sting.
Especially Tabson to be the one to inject the pain here. He's had a strugglesome first half from what we saw. I think he pointed out a couple times. There's like, Tabson's not exactly feeling it right now. To this immediate impact into the second round. Some would say better than winning the pistol.
Oh, a CT. I just never expected Tabson to already be on coffins. A contrast of emotions.
Yeah. Feeling good about that one, but this isn't a game that Force Vitality are out by any means, and it's, again, this just only makes things even more interesting. So a couple of Galils that exchange hands. They're in the hands of the foes, but they can be taken down.
I was just about to ask, when's the last time you saw Ziwu on the bottom of the scoreboard?
He got dismantled, but I want to say it's almost, for once, I mean, the one time it happens, like, I want to say it's almost not his fault.
I want to say he was kind of leashed on that CT side.
Right. Yeah, that's weird.
Like, everybody was playing reserved for Vitality. Sometimes, you gotta just let Ziwu do Ziwu.
Well, they have stolen back.
Yes, sir.
They have stolen back another round, actually. Masuda, wow, it's not even going to be close either. Insta save here for Keto. He's asking for info. What happened, guys? Is it that hard?
We had Ziwu with the instant headshot down mid at the start of that for the 5v4. They used that map presence to pry eyes into pit. Masuda commits. Deagle headshot. Thank you. Galils now with the M4 and the AK. Vitality, excellent bounce back in this third round of their T side.
And it's the economic game of chicken that ensues. We don't know who is, like, if we see another force up from Big, but the problem is because it was so one-sided on this round, I don't know if Big will try to force up again. We are starting to see situations where teams will force up until they can buy once they lose a situation like this. I don't know if that's going to come right now, but the problem is, of course, because they saved with 4 players, they took some of the CT's guns. Their economy is already pretty strong here on Vitality, so let's see what comes of this. Tizian gets dropped in MP9, which means they're probably going to spend some money, and the armor purchases are in. They're going to give it their best shot here. I think this is what we're more used to seeing these days. So I also think Vitality will expect this.
They should.
Yeah. It's just about how do you deal with it. Very strong setups for the CT side.
I feel like that frag is pretty crucial. Good way to start off by maybe now lessening Searson's impact. But as I say that, of course, he does connect the bullet into RPK and he escapes, going for the 5-man A stack.
It's so viable on Inferno. Unless somebody wants to take a MAC-10 and run into a site, which they don't have, you have to turn a corner without knowing something for sure. That is just the nature of Inferno.
Nature of the beast. Speaking of beasts, Tabson.
You see this? They're actually just coming right back into the setup. Not even presence needed from the CTs to make this happen. Did Tabson throw a smoke on B or no? I'm not sure if he did. I don't think he did.
I didn't see one. Yeah, he must have. It's here on the radar.
Oh, okay. Okay, then I guess they turn back off of that as you rotate in. Okay.
Unless that's outdated.
Well, they're trying to influence the rotation back. It's going to be what looks like a fake. I'm not sure if they're committing here.
Gunfights unfolding, both sides of the map, moving the bomb closer to the A site. They squeezed it long enough, but Xanterez, the landmine on this A site. Oh man, he kills RPK and Ziwu. Swaps over to the Galil. Oh Xanterez! Oh. Wow! Absolute shutdown.
So quick on the weapon pickup. So quick with the, just the instant MP9.
Bro, you step on that landmine, it rips you limb from limb.
Headshots, yeah. Everyone plays cold in that spot. Everyone knows you're going to be there.
Wow.
But some players can just make it look different. Xanterez is built different. Look at this.
Dude, the snap for the second headshot. Picks it up while falling. Beats him on the drop down. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
You just got to walk that off. Unless you're a big fan, then you're not walking anything off.
You're cheering it up, man. And you know what's crazy is like they did the dance that round. It wasn't like the second round of this half where they just like died instantly, walked into it. It caught them by surprise. You know, they squeezed A site properly. They found their opening. They left it all on Xanterez, and they just couldn't trade him, man. And because of this constant back and forth and force war with saved weaponry on each side, you know, we get a mix. Like somehow the T's have an M4, but the CTs have an AK. And a Galil. What is this? The economy has just been, they combined forces, you know? They've got a trade pack in place. And because of that, we're at least not falling back into a save situation. So the game goes on. They're going to have to make the most of the little they have on each side of this coin.
Vitality set up similarly with some presence at mid and at B in what was their anti-eco last time, but they know they're going up against a better buy, much stronger buy this time around. And it looks like they're throwing some of the same grenades, but it's like really hard to tell where they're going to end up. Yeah, the bomb is stationed at B, and okay, now Masuda makes his way over. We might see this full commit. Let's take a look at our players in the site. Set up with a flash. Tamsin up top.
Oh my god, doesn't spread to him. Ooh, still gets cleared by Nevera, who has RPK get that second. So, efficient trade frags, man advantage up for Vitality. Searson won't be able to get the impact. Back and forth we go. 5 consecutive rounds in this second half with no consecutive round wins.
I would say Tabson, he got a few bullets.
Ouch. Oh. What the?
Yeah. So, Ziwu wallbang default on Mirage from stairs. Like, just in the body for like 60 damage. Like, why does no one do that every round? It's like one of those situations you see all the time. It's like, wait, why isn't just everyone always doing this? But anyways,
Tizian gets a parting gift.
We know what the game is there, right? It taps in up top. He's got to get the first kill. If he gets a kill and some damage, and then Keto can play off of him, gets the next kill, and then they have like a successful hold and a retake can ensue. But Tabson, he drops like 8 or 9 bullets. Doesn't hit that first bullet headshot when he really needs to. And so Nevera gives him a chance. It's not an instant headshot. It's not a perfect hard clear. So it's really just about Tabson needing to lock that one down. Doesn't do it. And it's holding B is hard, man. It's just not easy these days. But that was one of the better cases for a potential hold.
Xanterez is still hanging on to the AK from a couple rounds ago.
Things getting rusted. 2
M4s for Vitality. Scout on Searson. Double Deagle MP9. Again, the kind of minimal pieces we've seen Big Clan rob rounds with before. Searson can't flick fast enough. Xanterez AK at bat, empty-handed. And Tizian, he's just fading away there by dropping the incendiary.
Well, that's a powerful entry duo right there.
Yeah, and you know what's most crucial is the heaviest hitting weaponry from Big, both down.
Yeah, good point. And they can guard him.
Should be enough.
Rotations are here. Bombs back and spawn looking for a push.
Spawn.
Spawn.
And silence. Blankets.
Oh, God.
Frag grenade on Tabson. 2 damage. Tizian, when are you going to swing? Oh, my God. He actually just dodged Ziwu from Boiler. Tabson, in the meantime, catching the head of Masuda and a second into Apex. A peek in mid that could have gifted him a third. But it's Nevera instead with the 3K.
Keto.
He's on the bomb site. Not again. He's just hiding. And it's cleared.
And the bomb stays all the way back, which is
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
Just like in the pistol round. They go to clear the site, but they're not stupid enough to make that vital error. Ziwu entry. Really Navera here with the multi-kills.
Yeah, actually
Giving
stick
cover
by
as his
him.
teammates work forward.
Spacing's been really good at the top of mid for the
But here it is. They're
dude.
finally busted. We've got to see a save. 6 rounds of back and forth before Vitality stabilize first.
There's just so much on the line, too, with the trading back and forth, that the longer it goes on, as everyone goes, you get closer to the absolute finish line. And that's where the buying patterns get influenced. They'll run down mid to try to get this round over with, and Vitality will help them make it quick. It's a tie game, but it's not the end of the road economically. Actually, yeah, big do okay here, where they can put together a buy now. Full USP round, yes, that's an L. 3 rounds in a row loss, yes, that's not so great. But they did a bit of damage somewhat of the way through. It looks like, you know, Navera's got some bangs, Iwu's got some bang, RPK's got money, but that can be eaten away in 2 rounds. So there's still time here for those kills to make a difference. Big's got the op on Searson. We know what he can do. So let's see what's going on with him.
Searson, I love the aggression. Oh, and he gets RPK on the second shot. Ziwu burning to a crisp. How is he alive? There's no way they expect
They don't
it.
need logs because they think it's Molly.
Oh
and he gets the
God.
kill.
Oh, Searson was feeling himself after that second shot through smoke. Don't blame him. Ziwu was burned all the way down to 12, but then it stopped burning him.
He was born on the day that Counter-Strike came out. Things like that will happen. to
You
the
know,
chosen one.
there is still a chance that he was created in a lab by Gaben himself.
I feel like it was Gaben and Sergey. They worked together.
Xanterra's chance here for a multi-kill, but absolutely countered.
Damn.
Tizian towards the pit, peeks, sees more than he can handle on his own. But he'll try his damnedest, does shut down the first player, trying for the headshot. Navera labored kill, but he gets there in the end. His second to the scoreboard here in the 23rd round. Looks like Vitality will take a lead.
Oh, that's a critical one, man. And
12.
that's off the back of. I don't know if the Molly was. I don't know if the Molly was. The Molly was. Okay, I want to say the Molly was definitely expected to burn out anything logs because Searson has full confidence that if someone's logs there, they're dead. So
And he almost was.
either the Molly was missed, which it should be lined up, or Ziwu got a very lucky spread. And of course, you know, we have both known, like stage 3 of that Molotov, there's sometimes you get that extra corner that you need, and sometimes you don't.
The weirdest part to me is that Ziwu goes all the way down to 12 HP.
Yeah.
And
then
then
he
it
knows he
stops
can-
damaging him. You know, like
Yeah, no,
he
it's
was
the end.
standing
It's
in
the
Yeah.
it's like the final
edge,
flare of the
man.
Molotov
Yeah,
at the end, and it doesn't do enough.
the
So
flare up.
and at that point, he pretty much knows that he can get a kill, right? Because he's sitting at the logs, they're not mollying him off, and they know that if someone's holding for the bottom of B, they're not going to clear him. And it's actually a really nice shot too.
Oh.
Missed it a bit, but he jumps up, headshotted on the way down. Tactic timeout called here for Big.
Joe, if it's not too late, I would like to see the fire spread on Ziwu, please.
Nice like drone cam.
Yeah, like what we just had for the wall jump,
Mhm.
but on Ziwu. And if we don't get it, it's okay. I forgive you.
Mhm.
We'll talk about it later.
But I won't release the lamb that we got from the grocery store for tonight.
I think we've got it.
Oh,
Oh, production's on point.
okay. I guess we're eating good.
Okay, here's the shots. Ziwu's in the fire. Ziwu. Sorry, guys.
Huh. Awkward. Okay, well maybe on another round. Okay, we've
My
got
bad.
a couple of Deagles. P250 here for Big Land. Tough round to lose. Miraculous frag meant the world, and then they turned that into a super solid A execution with Navera on the entry.
I got a little fixated on the Ziwu moment. You know, not actually where the round comes to a close. Just a bit of an anomaly.
No, that was an important kill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But here this could be too. Tizian gonna get stomped out by Masuda. There's nobody actually on the bomb site, but if Searson finds the better of the timing, if he kills Apex, oh man, nearly enough. But a quarter HP for Apex left over. The two weaponed men of Big Clan have to go into the save. And now we have Big Clan stuck in that repeat performance that Vitality were themselves kind of encapsulated in during their first half. The two-man save, the three-man save, the three-man save. Like, you know, Vitality clearly picking up the heat. And as you said before this second half started, it's because Apex calls a good Inferno T-side.
It does, yeah. They have an awesome Inferno, in my opinion, and the win rate doesn't reflect it. But the weird part to me is I don't think Shox is the problem at all. I think their Inferno T-side was quite good. I think he could be quite... I don't think his stats actually that bad on the map from what I looked at.
Ooh, they clear the board.
Oh my god, that's actually
You know, that's something Big never did.
That's enormous, yeah.
Yep. They don't let them save. Vitality take the risk,
Damn,
and it
dude.
pays off in dividends.
Navarra's top fragging and having tons of impact entering opening kills on T-side.
Mm-hmm. I would say we saw him going for as many entries on the CT side, but way more impactful here. 23 and 12 at the moment, top of the scoreboard. Hell of an Inferno debut. Now, weapons aplenty. Op on Searson, no sniper to Vitality's name. Doesn't tend to be a problem. Trying to find timing on the skybox frag grenade, but Ziwu dodges it, so everybody's on 100 health. They could just pop. Yep, off the flash they'll go. Tizian this time has a gun, but still can't handle the heat. Xantares and Searson with a kill apiece. And we've got Ziwu in pit. He's got teammates coming over. The utility buys time. RPK could cut off this rotate, but will the players on site survive? So far, so good. Xantares dropped down to 22. Keto, last man in, and the only man still standing for Big Clan. That was a pressure cooker for both teams. A crucial moment where either could have picked this back up, but it's not over yet. Keto gets the headshot to RPK. He could take the chance here. He could deny Vitality that 14th.
They're trying to get the easy road here for match point.
Gotta be a risk.
Like, if he moves in and somehow wins this, that's the most insane flub ever.
Damn.
Will jump up, grab the frag. 14-11 here for Vitality. A good Halls pop, but that first kill doesn't come out quick. I'm actually kind of surprised. We see Masuda hunting, and oh, sorry, he does take down Tizian quite quickly. The two trade backs happen fast. I was focused in on Ziwu and how he was moving around the site, and oh my god, that will help.
How does that not register as a smoke kill?
That's a heartbreaker. Yeah, I don't know.
Because in the mix, it just seems like a normal kill, but in the replay, my god.
What I saw actually was Ziwu got the kill from jumping up from the top of the site, and he spammed down. So I'm not sure if that was... I don't know what exactly happened there,
Okay.
but
we got
anyways,
another round, so we can't linger.
Not only that, but yeah, it's they're fending off match point. They're not spending all their money, but they've invested the Eagles here, full smokes.
Yep.
There's a chance.
We've seen Big pull it off with less. At least they've got lots of utility. Generally a key piece to their round wins in moments like this. Smoke over the top for CT Cross. Tabson could and can flash himself through this. We've got Keto back sight, landing damage. Check out the HP of Vitality. It's not perfect, but they'll get both those kills. Rotates over fast enough. Apex hands busy with bomb. He gets the plant down. Searson's got a bit of a smoke to play around, and he is getting ever closer, dangerously close, in fact. Furthers the damage into Navarra. Xantares and Tizian 2v3. But empty-handed is the Turkish delight. And Tizian, this should be good night. Vitality looking a 15th round in the eyes. He's got a frag grenade and a little bit of chip damage versus RPK. Trying to commit to this. Molotov forcing him forward. Vitality with 4 match points.
Yeah, pretty impressive, man, to be able to pull this back. And looking at the stats, I mean, the stats tell us most of the story here. Really fantastic entries. A lot of teamwork involved in some of the rounds they're winning. A lot of variety here. I love the anti-eco towards B personally.
Yeah.
If you get top banana control, if they aren't pushing through halls or something crazy for the big flank, in my opinion, if they 5-stack on A, you have a high chance of losing that. Everyone has this G2, 2 arch, 2 lane, 1 at the barrel watching the back of the hall's entrance setup that works on rifle rounds and eco rounds. But if you have 5 players in the B site, maybe they're all holding smokes and they can extinguish your Molotovs. But unless they actually do that, nobody really stacks 5B on these pistol rounds, and a full exec can be all you need. I like the call to keep it simple and to move forward with that quick explode and to just try to trade out effectively. Puts pressure on Big, who, as we've noticed in a lot of their eco rounds, are actually very fluid. Like, they don't stay with one setup for the entire time. 30 seconds in, Tabson's floating back and forth between B. They're making decisions on a dime. And yeah, that's why I just think, you know, Vitality's T side, very, very good, very underrated in my opinion, despite them not having a very high win rate. But looks like that might start to change.
Awesome spree of rounds for Vitality. You know, we go back to the start of this T side, it was that back and forth affair for 5. And the moment Vitality got consecutive rounds, they haven't dropped one since. Looking to clean sweep the T side of Inferno. Those early economic woes playing into the hands of Big. Molly and a smoke here for Banana, but because they had a player already on the other side, they're confident to follow forward with it. Oh, but a perfect dunk onto Masuda. And then this smoke doesn't have somebody already penetrated through. Tabson could be screwed as he spams onto the smoke. He has to go for the reload. Ziwu trades it. And now we've got 3 members of Vitality on the site. But Nevera screwed over by the smoke spam of Tabson. Tabson, just unconfirmed damage. Gets the bounce frag, follows up with smoke spam, and those 2 kills are crucial for Big's chance at this 4v2 retake.
Ziwu, does he go back at the ASOP? The wildfire's right in front of him. He knows no one's on B now.
He's gonna flash for
the
Apex.
peak. Yeah.
Apex dies out. Now it's all on Ziwu. 1v4, 2 CTs on coffins, and that is all she wrote. For round 27, Big Clan take a 12th. Still 3 to go.
Yeah, they do their best, but it's actually a really great catch of utility from Big Clan to the top of Banana. The HEs, the Molotovs initially, the late smoke to extinguish it. Too many players were getting hurt, and that one Molotov gave them so much info.
Yeah.
They picked a good time to throw that down and didn't need to know much more. So now a T timeout will be called to figure out how they get right back to winning, because they've been doing nothing but that apart from this last round. So much money. 5 autos at a spawn. Go for a pick at mid. Maybe pick up some AKs after that. Whatever you want. Apex. Started out the game strong. Has not really died all that much considering how many rounds they've won. Big Clan have had taken on so many deaths. Such a great grenade, because even RPK was one of the other players to get hit by the Molotov and almost finished off by the same HE. Look, he was saying some funny stuff.
Can Big Clan keep it up? They need to do what was done to them. They need to follow forward. Now that they've broken through. Oh, bad bounce on the smoke. Unlucky. Should just be one giant smooth ramp.
Yeah, it's kind of weird when they introduce textures to change elevations and stuff when it's not necessary.
Yeah.
But, yeah, of course, you know, it's just going to happen.
It is what it is.
Semi-realistic, of course. And
Tough one.
Oh, my God. This is where it ends? They've only got one person here. Oh, okay, well.
Oh, no.
Again, another perfect call, right? Just bigger, like, just like, well, they'll probably go
Yeah.
A.
I mean, they've
Okay, we'll
got to
see.
try and play this, man. Does this end with a whimper? Because it's sure enough not a bang on that B site. They walk in, they get their kill, they get their bomb plant. And Big may very well be regretting that they only had one player on site. What goes around comes around. what Big themselves abused versus Vitality CT side. Getting ZywOo solo B round after round is what could spell victory for Vitality. They're gonna try and just barrel through the smoke grenades. Tabson's on the site, but a 1v5, it's over. Vitality taking away Inferno, bringing Nevera onto a new map as he top frags alongside RPK, 24 kills apiece. And an awesome series coming out of the Frenchman to close things out and top Group 2.
That is so exciting because, of course, you know, Big had more on the line to win this game than Vitality did.
Yeah.
But because Vitality added extra pressure by bringing in their first matchup.